What do I think of Emma Frost in season 2 of Marvel Rivals? Great googly goddamn moogly. I don't even know who Emma Frost is. I don't know who Luna Snow is. I don't know who half the characters is. This is why Marvel Rivals is so incredible, because like everyone's like, oh, I didn't know this is a character that existed, and then it's like, and then everyone's like, oh, the goon apocalypse is upon us. Look at this. She dropped like a second skin, and it's just like, it's a V. It's not even a V cut. It's just like it's a great canyon cut.
Yeah,
it just goes all the way down to her mons pubis, and everyone's like, "That's not even DLC. It's not even It's not even. It just came out immediately alongside her, and everyone's like, "Hey, actually, that's comic book accurate." And
Marvel Rivals is the gooniest mainstream game in like a while.
Oh, hey, buddy. All comic books are gooner fodder.
Yeah.
Ever people acting surprised when video games are sexified based off comics? How dare you? Because Catwoman has never been once fucking ever sexualized in her. Like, she just prowls around ass up and then occasionally fucks Batman. Like, that's, I know. Like, obviously, there's a lot more to Selena Kyle's character than just that, but like, a lot of characters are inherently sexualized in comics.
Oh, yeah. Most comic book characters, mostly male, mostly female, some male, just don't have vertebrae.
No.
Spider-Man's constantly got his fucking cheeks in the air.
Yep. I mean, he's cheeked up.
Yeah, he's cheeked up, but his suit goes into the cheeks.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like those gym shorts. You've seen everyone advertising the catfish gym shorts?
No, I saw that yesterday, actually. Yeah,
where it's just
for the first time,
it sucks it all up, baby.
Just sucks in.
Well, unfortunately, I feel like that mentality hasn't necessarily... I think people are too comic book accurate when they cosplay Spider-Man, because I've seen a flurry of people recently wearing onesies. Like, not onesies. What would you call, like, a Spider-Man?
Like unitard?
A unitard.
Yeah.
But with no ballet belt. So I think we were recently at Anime Las Vegas, and we saw a dude hanging schlong.
Oh, but he was Rock Lee.
It was Rock.
I saw Rock Lee at Anime Vegas.
Oh my god, he was one of the wrestlers. He was one of the wrestlers.
Just rocked up,
dude. He had a fucking hog on him.
I was like, whoa.
It was
no underwear in the Rock Lee getup is a crazy move.
Get a ballet belt on. Tuck that thing, dude. Or I guess go for it.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like
it's an intimidation tactic.
If I know we're not to grab, I'll take that right now. Like, I'll never accidentally hit you in the dick if I can see it.
Yeah.
Man, imagine you're just wrestling a buddy and you're in your unitard, as one is, but you're not wearing your ballet belt, and he's like, oh god, the target's getting bigger. Please, I need to stop gripping on that thing. Yeah. Man, Emma Frost has got me riled up. Holy shit.
Clearly.
I forgot. I don't know.
You'll get into a tailspin of gooning, and I'll try and
I haven't had sex in a month.
I can see
it because you're with me for like the first 90 seconds, and I see the light leave your eyes.
And then I'm like, hey, it's been 90 seconds.
As I'm truly about this goddamn life.
Yeah.
Have they made Marvel Rivals porn yet? Let's see.
Yeah, dog.
You think so?
Sha.
There's no way.
Sha.
But anyways, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Otakus Anonymous. Welcome to the first episode of the spring 2025 season 25. Me and Danny have six.
At least.
6?
Is it exactly 6? We got Lazarus, My Hero Vigilantes, Fire Force, Windbreaker, Devil May Cry, the
To Be Hero X.
To Be Hero X.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
Okay.
That's still more than I think
That's a ton.
Ever had.
Now.
So we need to do, this week we're going to be talking about each and every single one of the episodes, what we think we're going to stop watching into the season, obviously. That's the beginning of every season. That's our favorite thing. I don't think... You know what? I do think there's one. I have one. I think
I was gonna wonder if
we should open with it.
Should we open with it? Should I ask you what the one we're gonna drop is?
Okay, so we've already gone over the 6 that we're watching. Just once again, that is Devil May Cry, which dropped on Netflix. All 8 episodes are already out. Me and Danny are gonna be watching it 1 week at a time because we don't want to talk about the entire season. That's boring, and I don't get when Netflix drops the whole fucking thing. Lazarus, which is on HBO Max. Made by Shinichiro Watanabe and
the choreographer of John Wick.
The director of John Wick. He directs the action scenes. Windbreaker Season 2, which is on Crunchyroll. The rest of these are on Crunchyroll. To Be Hero X, The Donwa, that's a collaboration between Billy and Aniplex. Vigilantes, also known as My Hero Academia Vigilantes or Hero Illegales. And then Fire Force Season 3 is out.
Hero Illegales?
It's like
in what language?
Boku no Hero Academia Illegales or something like that in Japanese.
Sounded Spanish.
It sounds Spanish. It looks Spanish, but in Japanese it's like Illegales or something like that.
Although now that I think about it, I think the word vigilantes is Spanish. Right? It sounds it.
The fact that it's Lantes makes me feel as though like
Antes.
Sounds Spanish.
If I throw an accent on it, does that make me sound more right?
100%. You sounded fantastic. So, hold up, before you guys go any further with me and Danny, I gotta talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Scentbird. Scentbird is a monthly cologne subscription service that wants to make sure you're smelling your absolute best. See, Scentbird understands that figuring out a scent for you is difficult. You walk into a makeup store, you're immediately assaulted by a combination of 1,000 scents. You can't smell anything. You're trying to spray a cologne onto a piece of cardboard. You're trying to sniff it. You can't smell it because the guy next to you's already tried 7, and all of the bottles cost $200. Scentbird wants to eliminate that problem for everyone. See, Scentbird wants to help you find your signature scent, all while saving money and minimizing risks. For those who sign up for Scentbird, Scentbird sends every single month a very conveniently and well-packaged scent of the month. That is not only protected in this carrying case if you want to take it on the road, but is also carry-on friendly. And with Scentbird's over 900 scents that cover big brands like Versace and Prada, and small brands like Parfum de Marly and Roja, you will truly be able to try all of the scents that you've always dreamed of having, while also having an arsenal of scents that can match whatever vibe you're going for. This month, Scentbird sent me one of my favorite scents of all time, a whiff of waffle cone from Imaginary Authors, and Pour Homme, excuse my French, from Versace. Now, these two scents could not be more different, and that's the beauty of Scentbird. Pour Homme has scents of lemon and bergamot and sage. As you can see, I'm told right here by the card that's sent alongside my scent. It's bright, it's floral, it's perfect for an outdoor adventure. However, as you can see here, Touch of Waffle Cone is a salt and straw collaboration scent that's warm, nostalgic, and utterly addicting. Perfect for a night out to a restaurant where you want to smell as good as the food. But if you're new to cologne, don't worry. On top of the scent notes, all of these cards also come with tips and tricks on how to wear the cologne and when, making sure you feel as confident in your new scent as possible. So what are you guys waiting for? Use code Otakus to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird, making it only $8 by following the link in our description. It's time you started smelling as good as you look. How many do you think that we're not going to be watching come the end of this season?
I think there's a high chance we drop 2. I don't have 2 specific,
I have 1.
but I think
I have 1.5.
I have 1.
Okay. I have 1 for sure.
I don't know what the other one would be, what the second would be.
People aren't going to be happy about our 1 because I think our 1 is the same. You want to do it on 3?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Lazarus? Yeah. It's the highest chance, I think. I think I'm hotter on it than you are, though.
I'm not hot on it. I'm not hot on Lazarus, but me and Danny had a little bit of a conversation before this episode where we're like, Shinichiro Watanabe may be a one-hit wonder. Like, I feel like he's trying to, encapsulate. Like, he's trying to remake Cowboy Bebop is what it feels like, kind of.
To be fair, though, have you seen Samurai Champloo?
Samurai Champloo,
yeah.
Yes.
I haven't.
Is it made by Shinichiro Watanabe?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is it good?
Oh, so he's not a one-hit wonder.
Oh, okay.
I was unfamiliar with this game. I thought he just made Cowboy Bebop. Because when everyone's like, if everyone's like, oh, Cowboy Bebop, put Samurai Champloo in there. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But it also came in out like that early 2000 time period where that kind of anime fit in the zeitgeist better.
Yeah. No, for sure. There is a vibe of like the mid 2000s to 90s anime that I don't know if it really rides today.
There's one show, kind of 2 shows, in the recent years that have encapsulated that early 2000s, late 90s vibe and pulled it off successfully. But neither of them ever were crazy successful.
What are they?
They are, me. I had them. Now they're gone. Great Pretender on Netflix. I think it got 3 seasons. It's like a heist show.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Great Pretender's awesome.
That's got an early 2000s vibe.
100%. Between the animation and the music stylings, it's very, very early 2000s. And then there was another one about villains who had to be good guys. And now I'm
Super Crooks.
Super Crooks.
Yeah.
Which were both were heist shows, but they were both you remember that OP? Where it was just you don't remember Super Cook's OP?
No.
Oh my God. They're all dancing and they're doing disco moves. It's so good. I wish we could play it. But those 2 to me are the only anime that have recently really encapsulated that early, that late 90s, early 2000s vibe.
Here, I'm going to counter. Mm-hmm. And this will be interesting to see what you think.
Trigun Stampede.
No, because Trigun Stampede kind of helps me prove that the early 2000s vibe doesn't gel right now, because Trigun Stampede is so different tonally and vibe-wise than original Trigun. Yeah. Like, something like Space Dandy, Cowboy Bebop.
2014. Space Dandy came out in like 2014.
What? No?
Yeah.
No?
100%. Buddy, that's still 11 years ago, but Space Dandy, I think, was running 2013, 2014 time.
2014?
Yeah.
What? I remember this being on, like, Toonami. Weird.
I mean, you were, what?
15?
2014, you were not 15.
2014? Yes, I was.
You were 15?
I'm always 1 year older than the current date.
Wait, 2014? Oh, I was 18.
Yeah.
I thought it was 20. I did my math wrong.
I know, you were going to throw a 20 on my age, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was 20. I was 18, yeah.
But fucking, like, these 90s to early 2000s anime, like Ghost in the Shell 2, have such a, like, slower pace, and they're very, like, quiet, and they know when to, like, they have a lot less background music and a lot more background ambiance than, like, modern anime.
Interesting.
Where it's a lot of, like, you'll just hear a fan, like a ceiling fan whirring, and people will just, like, be dragging a cigarette. You know what has it? You know what has that pacing and tone? Fire Force. Fire Force
has early 2000s, late 90s pacing?
In terms of, like, vibe, where it's just like you just hear ambiance while people are talking, and it's just really like sound design. You hear the echoey of a room, and like
it's good sound design.
It's great sound design, but it's just very like it's leisurely. Fire Force is very leisurely when no one's fighting, I would say.
Interesting.
And leisurely is not boring. Leisurely is like a glass of scotch and a cigarette. Like that's what I feel in Fire Force.
Okay, so like. Are you caught up?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You hold ass.
I bought the Blu-rays. I'm a Blu-ray man.
That's insane because it took me 2 whole weeks to catch up. You ripped.
It was a lot. It was a lot of ripping.
That's very impressive. I'm very proud of you. That's probably why you had to watch all the anime that we had to watch today.
today.
At my home. Lazarus to me was almost too much music. This episode.
It's a lot of music.
It was all right. So the entire chase scene, where
a lot of parkour,
dude. Yes. Oh my God. fucking John Wick director was like, no, you're gonna keep me involved here.
Yeah.
The entire chase scene where he's like out of prison, like he bumps into the cop, he changes clothing. That entire scene to me, the show feels quiet. Except for the jazz.
It is quiet.
Except for the jazz play, like the music,
Yeah.
which drowns out all the sound effects, all the voice acting. Like that was my biggest note about this first episode of Lazarus, where I was like, I love the soundtrack. It's great. Didn't understand why they kept showing a dreidel being spun. I don't know what the fucking they kept showing the literal first scene is a dreidel being spun.
Yeah.
But I was like, I love the jazz, but it's just like the sound design to me is lacking. Like it's like it seems like an almost purposeful choice to be like, oh, we're gonna drown out the conversations, the background, the world noise, so that you can hear this like almost like ambient, smooth jazz playlist playing while this guy's running around. Like to me, not only did the music not necessarily match the vibe, but also like I can't hear what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't mind the music. It didn't blow me away. Like there wasn't something where I was like, whoa, I gotta save this for like a car ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, it lacks sound effects, which is interesting. He'll like swing around a pole and like kick a drone out of the sky, and there's no sound.
And it's almost silent. Exactly. I was like, this should like the sound should complement the action in a way that I'm like, oh, he jumps off the ceiling or off the roof and he like catches a drone, and I'm just like, you're just listening in smooth jazz.
Yeah.
Like floats on down.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird to me.
I didn't mind. I mean, it was like, this is hardly a complaint. It's more just a thing I noticed. Like, we both took a note on it. So Lazarus, for those who don't know, kind of has a neat premise.
Yeah.
Where it's like this, fucking corporate science guy put out a painkiller that's like a miracle painkiller.
And it makes you so you never feel pain any longer.
Yeah, you never feel pain. It's sick. Everyone loves it. There's no side effects. Except Bazoinga, turns out anyone who takes it dies 3 years later.
It's got a 3-year half-life. And when it degrades into its secondary product, it kills you.
Yeah, and so he does a press conference, and he's like, hey, by the way, anyone who's taken it is going to die in 30 days. Yeah. And so, like, most of the world has taken it. Like, it's this crazy super drug everybody loves. And that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So the whole world has, like, a 30-day life expectancy.
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, this dude whose name is, like, Axel... He's got a crazy name. It's like Axel...
It's something. I don't remember any of the names.
Lazarus
I don't think I tell you the names of any. I know Dante's name from DMC. That's about it.
No, it's like he's got a funny name. He's got a funny like not Japanese name. Anime character.
Well, I don't think it's like inherently based out of Japan. Like none of the main characters look Japanese actually.
No,
like no part of the Lazarus. So Lazarus it's called that, but like that's their
Axel
team.
Gilberto.
What a fucking name!
Cool name.
Yeah.
But so Axel Gilberto is in prison serving an 8 life sentences.
Which simply has to be murder. Like he's killed people.
I wrote a note. I was like, this guy better have burned a preschool.
Yeah, like how do you get that many consecutive life like
yeah, he's serving 888 years.
Without first off, very lucky number technically if it's in Chinese, but like without like actually like multiple counts of rape or murder. Like how like am I supposed to be rooting for this guy? That's not petty theft. Like I don't even if you robbed 7 banks, you're not getting 888 years. There's blood on his hand.
He said that, and I immediately recoiled. I was like, you belong here, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
But he's in jail, and then this woman comes up to him, and I forget what she wants. Like
she wants him to join.
Yeah, to join
the
something
to like find the scientist.
Yeah. True. Okay, so yeah, that's the other things. The scientist who made the drug is like, I have the cure. If you can find me in the 30 days, I'll give you the cure. And so yeah, this woman is forming a team, including Axel Gilberto, and she wants him to help. And then he's like, that's the thing about me. I escape prisons.
Yeah.
And then after saying that, like shoves a guard, and the guard doesn't immediately put him down like a dog in the street.
He's like, you better be careful with that. And then he's like, what are you going to do? And then he pulls his gun.
He break dances him into submission. And then Axel's out of that prison.
After doing a fair amount of breakdancing people into submission.
Yeah. And so
the action, by the way, I feel as though we're blowing over a lot of the good parts of here. The action is incredible. I would say if anybody's actually like, I made a joke earlier. The John Wick director was like, "You're going to keep me involved here," because he absolutely is directing at least half of the episodes.
Well, it is funny because they're like, we got the John Wick guy who's like America's best director of action, like currently. Like John Wick 4 is an absolute masterpiece. I just bought it in fucking 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray.
Big Blu-ray guy.
Big Blu-ray guy.
Gets a Blu-ray player and then immediately is just owning DVDs.
Now he needs Blu-rays.
Yeah.
But it's funny they get the John Wick guy and then they're like, hey, what if Axel weighed like 4 pounds and like flipped all over the goddamn place?
Yeah, what if he could just simply float up like 10 feet every time? It's so funny because anytime you see somebody like 10 feet away from me, he's like, I'm going to do a triple axel. And there's nothing you can fucking say about it.
I'm going to do so many goddamn axles, they're going to start calling them Gilbertos.
I don't think I've seen him connect more than 3 steps without like a flip being involved in some capacity.
The action's very cool.
Yeah.
So why would you say, all right, we like the action.
We like the action.
Axel's fun.
The soundtrack is good.
Yeah.
It's just too loud.
There's not a lot of dialogue.
No.
Like Axel's fun. There's a moment where he's in his prison clothes and like a beat cop is like, hey, what's with all these prison clothes? Are you from a prison? And Axel's like, imagine if I was from a prison.
Yeah. And mind you, while the world is like decaying around them because they've all found out they have 30 days to live, and a cop's like, are you from a prison? It's like, buddy, there's active riots going on.
Yeah.
Fair shot.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, it's a fashion choice. And he was like, nah, okay.
Yeah, he's like, looks pretty cool.
Yep.
That was fun. Like Axel seems like a fun guy. I like his flips.
Yeah.
I wanted like him to talk more.
Yeah.
This episode is no less than 12 minutes of parkour.
Yeah.
It's a lot of...
It's more parkour than it is exposition, 100%.
It's a lot of dialogue-less, sound effect-less parkour.
Mm-hmm.
And it's well animated. It's all incredibly well animated. But at a point, I'm like, this is enough.
It's the only show we watched this week where I was like kind of spacing out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like when we were like 6 minutes into the parkour escape scene and he was like running on like train tracks and all that, I was like, just shoot this guy in the knee. Shoot this guy directly in the fucking knee. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you like parkour, I'd still recommend this to someone.
Like jazz and like like I don't know, like those like fruit child enrichment videos, then that's kind of what this is.
Cocoa Melon?
Yeah, like a Cocoa Melon, like it's like a place, but like it's like soft jazz. That's like kind of thing.
Yeah, it is parkour Cocoa Melon. It all looked great. There's a ton of movement. Like this looks expensive as hell.
Very expensive.
But yeah, I want more like out of the characters and like plot which I'm not saying there won't be, you know, like I'm willing to check it out. I think though, like you said, out of all of them, this probably had me the most bored.
Yeah. I'm 22 minutes in and I don't give a shit about any of the characters.
Yeah.
Also, the dub isn't great. The voice acting is a
the
little
lip
flat.
syncing's weird.
Yeah. Not the only show that's had that problem this week, but I have the answer for why there's other problems elsewhere.
Gotcha. Yeah, voice acting was like
It was
fine.
flat.
It's like Adult Swim anime core, like yeah.
It sounded almost like there was times where I was like, oh, that sounds like they had like an AI do it kind of thing. And I'm not saying that they did, but I'm saying like the voice acting job sounded flat from a couple of characters.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I mean, I recommend checking it out. Again,
100%.
it's like the best looking it's tough.
If
It's
there's
one
best anything, it's all going to the same show for me this week. I need you to know that.
It's at least the second best looking show of the week. In terms of animation,
I'm gonna say
a lot of shit's going on in this
everything
episode.
this week looked good.
It all looked good. There's so much movement. Like 12 minutes of fluid parkour
100%.
is a lot of animation.
Choreographed fluid parkour.
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah, but yeah, I was like, I got a little Coco Melon out of it where I was like, after a while, I was like, all right, I'm going to check my phone. Like,
I think I watched this immediately after I watched 2B Hero X, which
you hated.
which I hated, which was a really bad idea. Because I was like, boy, is this not 2B Hero X?
Yeah.
All right. So what is your other one that you think you're gonna skip? Is it Windbreaker? Is it Windbreaker season 2? Dog.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, is that your number 2?
Yeah,
You said you had two.
I need like episode 2 of 2B Hero X is really gonna need to pull some weight.
That's insane.
We'll get into it.
What an insane thing to say.
We'll get into
It's
it.
gonna be the last one we talk about. Okay.
Windbreaker?
Well, I want to go. So I ranked all of these.
Okay.
So what would you rank the first episode of Lazarus?
Like a good, healthy 7.5.
I gave it a 7.1.
Yeah, like a fat 7.
Yeah.
Because really well done. I just like, I only remember Axel Gilberto because he's got a funny name.
Yeah.
It was just kind
I
of,
could tell you what happened.
yeah, it was just kind of numbing.
Mm-hmm. But I could tell you what happened mostly because you could have fit the entire plot of that episode into like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
100%. He breaks out of prison. It gets revealed that everyone's going to die and he gets shocked.
It's a lot like John Wick.
Yeah.
Where it's like, the plot was kind of interesting actually, which is why I'm kind of high on it. But like, it was a lot of really, really well done action.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, I was like, I kind of want someone to start talking.
Yeah, I
like,
would love a bit more exposition, or
Yeah.
like maybe like for two people to seem even like remotely amicable.
Yeah.
That's all I need. All right. Before you guys go any further with me and Danny there, I want to talk to you about the sponsor of today's episode, Turtle Beach. Do you guys remember the feeling of booting up your favorite game for the first time in a little while with your buddies? Yeah. Turtle Beach is trying to bring that feeling back to you right now. See, Turtle Beach understands that gaming isn't just something you do. It's an entire experience. And as we all know, or at least I know from my late night Rainbow Six sessions, the right headset makes all the difference. And I know personally that Turtle Beach's Gen 3 700 stealth set has been instrumental in me gaming at my top possible level. See, the audio of this headset is rich, the surround sound is immersive, and the battery life is 80 hours. 80. Not to mention the days of a crackly mic are long gone. See, for the longest time, I believed a headset was a headset. They all played volume to my ears. I listened to that volume. I played the game. However, I noticed with those headsets, sometimes my ears got uncomfortable. They left a dent in the top of my head, and I didn't hear that guy walking up behind me. How? Not to mention they were all wired, and if they were wireless, they were basically wired with how often I had to charge them. That was until Turtle Beach's new Gen 3 700 stealth headset came into my life. Now when I'm dropping competitive in Rainbow Six Siege, I can hear footsteps a half mile away. Sometimes I'm unsure whether or not I'm playing the game fairly, but I'll tell you right now, my teammates appreciate it. On top of that, if I hypothetically need to walk away from my computer for a second to let my dogs out, grab some water, or grab some late night munchies, my 80-hour battery life that doesn't have me tied to my computer through a cord allows for me to keep my headphones on and stay in the Discord call so I can know that the next round is starting. It goes even further than that. The Stealth 700 has the industry's first ever dual wireless crossplay system. system, allowing for you to easily switch between listening to your console or your PC with just the click of a button. And it gets even better. While connected to the console, the Stealth 700 is also able to connect to your phone, so you can listen to music or pick up phone calls. But Turtle Beach doesn't just have amazing headsets, they also have incredible gaming accessories that are all incredibly high quality, but don't come in at prices that break the bank. So what are you guys waiting for? Head to turtlebeach.com and use code Otakus for 10% off your whole order. That's 10% off your whole order using code Otakus at turtlebeach.com. After your purchase, they're going to ask you who sent you on over to them, so make sure you tell them it was me and Danny. We want them to know it was us that gave you the complete immersive gaming experience. So do you want to talk about the other show that you think you might drop?
Windbreaker?
Tell me how you feel.
Can I tell you a funny anecdote?
Sure.
So I was so close because I had to watch most of these shows today. And I woke up early this morning and I was like so tired. And I was like, I could probably get a Windbreaker in. And I want to get that out of the way other than like the others, which I was more excited for.
Yeah.
And I was so close to being like, you know what? What if I just skipped it and lied and said that it sucked? I could probably skate by on that.
Okay.
And I was so close to not watching it and just being like, man, this shit was boring.
Yep.
I got 15 seconds into the episode and I was like, oh, I'll watch a bit of it. I got 15 seconds in and I was like, wow, I would have been found out so fucking quickly because boy, is this probably the best episode of Windbreaker.
The show is so bitching. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I was not in this. Remember last week when we talked about how we're like, this anytime a show comes out with a second season, we're like, hopefully they land this kickflip. Yeah. Man, I have a note in here. I think I said bitching soundtrack, and then I said this show is so bitching. And honestly, on a scale of 1 to Limp Bizkit, even though one of these fucking shows has a Limp Bizkit OP, this is the most Limp Bizkit show out of any of the fucking shows we watch. It's just boys being boys.
It's a lot of boys, especially this episode.
When you were like, the boys are back, I was like, it's Windbreaker. He's talking about Windbreaker. That's a boys being boys ass episode.
I'm not.
There's no goddamn plot to that show whatsoever. And just like, they beat up one of ours. Let's go beat up one of theirs. Sick as fuck.
Dude, that's what I mean. I think Windbreaker, I got 3 episodes of it in me before I get burnt out.
100%.
I also did I finish season 1? Because I have no fucking idea how. I felt like I was just thrown into the middle of season 7.
I've also seen every episode. I know for a fact I've seen every episode of season 1. I barely remember. It's like one of their guys got like
kidnapped, right?
Into Kiel, and then like it was like his buddy went to go get him out of Kiel, because like Kiel was like, you owe us money or something, and then he got beaten up, and now they're like, well, we gotta go get our Beaufort member back. Yeah, it's not anything complicated.
Boy, is that Windbreaker. Here's the thing: first 15 seconds, instantly I'm like, oh wow, we got the fucking like upgraded map up, like
well, it's Cloverworks, but
no.
100%.
You're right, but I'm gonna.
You can Google it.
Look it up.
I would love for you to Google it and confirm.
What's it's called? Windbreaker.
I literally, my first note is they animated the fuck out of this shit. And I said, for me, how much money Cloverworks.
For me, I really like corn. I'm so sorry.
Wait.
Anytime someone says "for me" lately, that just fucking I stim out like it nobody's business.
Triggered something so deep inside of me.
It's corn.
Corn. Wait, no. Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Corn.
Oh, okay.
It's got the juice. It's got the juice. Anytime people keep saying "for me" this week, and I keep just like stimming like a madman, where they're just like, for me, and I hear, "For me, I really like corn."
Nice.
Anyway, I'm so sorry.
No, it was good. That was an incredible diversion right there. I'm sure everyone's very happy. We spent 30 seconds talking about a TikTok stim.
Yeah, it's Cloverworks.
I'm aware.
I
know. You fucking asshole. You goddamn derailing ass bitch.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. I said Cloverworks very clearly from episode 1 has like a lot of faith.
Yeah.
Like I think Windbreaker did way better than Cloverworks anticipated that it was gonna do. And so like them dumping money into the season is like, we know. Like it shows me, because I haven't read the manga. I have no idea what's coming up. I think they know that this season's gonna do well, and that's why they're dumping more money into it.
Yeah, I'm shocked it's not Mappa, because it legitimately, not that it looks as good as JJK season 2, it looked like Chainsaw Man. Like, it looked like JJK Season 2 in art style.
It does look Chainsaw Man.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
In art style and color. Also, was this episode, like, dark as hell for you?
In terms of, like, color?
I had my phone brightness all the way up. I couldn't see a damn thing.
No. I watched it on TV and it was completely fine.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good.
I mean, you were getting, maybe you got to buy the Blu-ray. Maybe, you know what it is? They know you're a Blu-ray buyer.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to dim the fuck out of this idiot. He'll keep buying the Blu-rays.
Yeah, that's it.
You've been telling your phone, you've been saying the word Blu-ray in front of your phone so often, they're like, oh yeah, we'll get some Blu-rays.
I become a cinema snob.
100%.
Yeah. I'm like, is this like compressed to hell for you? Like,
Is this not 120 FPS?
Yeah.
I've heard actually it's higher quality on the Blu-ray, which is a real thing you said to me a week ago. It didn't.
I've been in a rabbit hole with
Oh, yeah?
Blu-ray. Here's the thing.
With your new $50, you want to tell everybody what happened?
What part or what? I'm wondering what lies I told you and what truth you know.
In terms of you bought a Blu-ray player because you decided that $50 was too much for a CD slot on your PS5, your new PS5.
So then, yes. So I bought the slot for my PS5.
Oh, you bought like an additional plug-in?
Yes, but then I found out that a dedicated Blu-ray player will show an even higher quality than a PS5 Blu-ray attachment.
Go through like a USB cord or something.
Yeah.
The USB cord compresses it.
And so then I got a dedicated Bluray player.
Oh, so you're like $130 into this.
I wish.
Oh no! How much?
How much?
You told me.
How much do you think is ridiculous?
You told me that whatever it is, $10 less than that. You told me that you saved $50 on your PS5 by not getting a CD insert thing. And so I was like, oh, you saved $50. I was like, so how much is a Blu-ray player? Like $50? You're like, 70. And I was like, yikes.
Yeah. And then I bought that, and then I returned it to Best Buy.
Okay.
And so I was still up $50. How much would be an absurd amount to spend on a Blu-ray player that only plays Blu-rays? That's all it does.
$120.
That's absurd? Okay, double
For
it.
a CD, $250?
Double that.
You paid $500 for a Blu-ray player?
And then add $50 to that.
That's a PS5. You bought another PS5?
Yeah, this one just doesn't play games. And then...
Does it just, you open it, you put the CD in there? Or does it lick the tip for you too?
Yeah, it pushes it out, and then I put the CD in. And then you know what the best part is? It's a real bitch to fucking like get to where you want in the season of Fire Force.
Because you have to switch through like every episode.
Yeah, there's like 4 episodes a disc.
Yeah.
Like,
you would have thought that we would be able to fit more shit on discs now, but
nope. You'd think I wouldn't need 2 discs or 2 fucking.
Yep.
You'd think I would need 6 discs
for 48
bought
episodes
separately for 24 episodes.
So it's 12 discs total?
I have 4 cases of discs. I had to pay for Fire Force 4 times. Season 1, part 1 and 2. Season 2, part 1 and 2. I spent like $180 to watch Fire Force.
So you're telling me you're $700 into Fire Force. You wanted to watch Fire Force, the show that objectively looks great on streaming so badly. You spent $700. There's people watching right now. That's their weekly salary.
Yeah, people are upset for sure. Which makes sense. Just upgrade your PS5. I just explained why I couldn't do that.
It's lower quality.
It's lower quality. Then I had to get upgraded high res HDMI cable.
Oh, of course,
because a regular
the gold cable ones,
yeah, the gold one. I had to get that, and then it turns out that Blu-ray is still lower quality than Ultra 4K HD discs. So now I've been getting those. The anime doesn't do those. But the Blu-ray player still upscales better than streaming, apparently. I haven't really noticed.
What is it? No shit. What kind of TV does it on?
A good TV.
A good TV.
A real good TV.
A UHD TV?
Yeah. OLED.
Wow.
Yeah, 4K, HDR10.
Wow.
No Dolby Vision, unfortunately.
No, don't.
I know.
No, it's all fucking, it's worthless with no Dolby Vision.
Don't fucking start another fire in my brain.
I've actually heard projectors are the new meta.
Nick, I just spent $700 to watch a show I've already seen.
Yep, no, it's That's a little bit brighter. I like the idea of you sitting next to Sarah, your poor girlfriend who makes nowhere near as much money as you. You're like, no, you can tell it's brighter. You can tell. Listen, it was worth it. It was worth it.
I just want the things I couldn't afford as a child.
And you're doing them.
Yeah.
I love the things you spend money on because you don't leave the house, but you're like, fucking this Blu-ray player. If you guys are like, oh wow, Danny's such an exorbitant spender. My God, no, is he? Like he simply isn't. Like if I hear Danny spent $300 on a toy, I'm like, that's probably the most money he's spent on something in months.
Yeah, if you guys saw my fucking shitty, shit-stained car.
Yeah, yeah. The way Danny could be in many nicer things and still has 3 roommates.
The way that I yabba dabba do my way to your house every day in my car.
After the second accident, they were like, no more combustion engine for you, idiot.
Anyway, Windbreaker.
Looks great.
Yeah. It was so funny. I was cracking up because it opens in media res. That's a Blu-ray term for you.
Of course.
It opens
stage left, actually.
Yeah, it opens stage left. It opens Gaffer, where it's like in the middle of the episode, right? Air quotes, middle of the episode. Because it's like they're all getting their asses handed to them by this new gang. Everyone's beaten and bloody. And then it flashes back to literally 4 minutes prior.
Yeah. It is like, oh, and by the way, here's us walking to this fight. Yeah.
And at first I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Why not just open with them walking in?
Yeah.
But then I kind of got it because you get like 3 minutes of them all being like, don't worry. Yeah, we got this. And then Sakura Hakura being like, nah, I'll take them all myself. And I get a good chuckle out of knowing that they're all going to be fucking like,
yeah, you're about to get juiced, buddy.
Yeah, so that was good.
Chill
I
out,
like that.
Inosuke. You're about to get fucking your skull bashed in. Very fun episode. Yeah. I don't really know where they're going to go with the season because they already did
all the same.
But they did the big brawl already, though. I guess they're going to want to win another one.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, Rick.
Yeah. That's me. I'm Pickle.
I'm Pickle. Yeah, well, that's the issue with Windbreaker. Yeah. Like, because I haven't watched it in like months, it's like, oh, let's go. Fucking good choreography, good fighting. I don't know if I can do like 24 episodes of this.
It'll only be 12, fortunately. Yeah. That's the beauty of it like, coming out a year apart. You're like, I guess I can do 12 more.
Yeah.
Just me every time I walk into Subway. I'm like, I can do 12 more inches. Fucking hook me up here.
My only beef with Windbreaker is like genuinely my biggest issue is I wish it was less super powered. Like if it was like Link Click. Where no one's getting thrown through a wall, and it's just tight choreography.
Yeah, people aren't like picking people like up and like chucking them through steel. Like it's Vin Diesel versus The Rock.
Yeah, like the bit with Windbreaker is that it's like just high school brawls, and it's like brutal and bloody. Middle school brawls. Yeah. Okay, where's everyone's parents?
Wait, no, it might be high school. I don't know.
You could be right.
I know Tokyo Revengers is middle school.
It's too young.
They're like 11.
If I wasn't home by like 3 p.m., my mom was calling the police in 5th grade.
But are you a Japanese kid with blonde hair?
Yeah, I guess so. With heterochromia or whatever.
Yeah, and also fucking a motorcycle for some goddamn reason.
Sure. But like, so it's supposed to be grounded and like brutal. If it had like Link Click choreography, because the fights in Link Click are sick, because you feel like you're watching like a live action movie.
It's like watching like a Wing Chun, like high level Wing Chun fight.
Yeah, but in this, it's like you'll get some sick choreography, like it's in there, but then Sakura Hakura will like kick a dude through a cement wall, and it's like, well, now it like the stakes feel lower.
It's kind of the delinquent, or like somebody will take like a baseball bat to the head, and you're like, well, that kills motherfucker. Like I remember a story growing up of like. This was wild. There was like a town 30 minutes north of us. And like somebody in a fight hit somebody in the head with a metal baseball bat and fucking killed him.
I bet. Yeah. Dude, my dad, like one day driving me to 4th grade, I forget why he told me. I was probably telling him like, yeah, when I grow up, like I'm going to beat guys up. Like, high on Toonami. Yeah. Like saying some like alarming shit as a kid.
He was like, this child has no empathy. We're fucked.
Yeah, like I was like, my dad would come in and watch me like, or see me watching Dragon Ball or Zatch Bell. And he'd just stand there and stare for a bit. And he'd be like, Are they gonna stop fighting? And I'm like, I hope not.
If they do, I'll stop watching.
But my dad told me a story. My dad grew up in Mamaroneck, New York.
Of course.
Which it's a fucking like.
Sounds like you just fumbled over saying Merry Christmas to fucking Santa Claus.
You're fucking.
I'm on top of it.
Yeah, that was good.
I did cardio this morning.
It's like discount Queens, you know?
Okay, cool.
Like a Queens no one's heard of. But he grew up in Mamaroneck, and he was telling me, he was like, I was like a kid, and he was like, yeah, you know, it's about time I told you this.
So like princess?
So princess? What?
Discount queen.
That was too slow.
I haven't been listening. I haven't been listening to you for like 3 minutes. I've been thinking on that one.
I thought you were like, my dad turned to me and went, hey, princess.
Hey, princess, chill the fuck out.
But he was like, you know, it's about time I told you this, Dan Jr., because my dad's name is Dan Motta. And he was like, you know, when I was young, my buddy walked up behind this guy, 40s, 50s, hit him right in the back of the head with a brick, killed him, served life. And I was like, why? And he was like, he wanted crack, wanted money for crack. And I was like, okay, cool. Thanks for dropping me off.
What's the lesson here? What's the no crack?
I just go up to my cubby because I'm in 4th grade, and I'm like, hey, Thomas, my dad just told me about crack. Have you heard of it?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, the school's made out of murder weapons?
Yeah.
Like these kill.
Yeah. I just vividly remember being like, whoa, bricks kill.
Yeah, fucking, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a brick.
Oh my God, I forgot to do this because we have so much anime to talk about. I want us to come in with a draft of things we don't think we die in.
Oh, Danny, that's so good. I literally just went on an entire diatribe while in my Naruto reaction series where like Senbon or like throwing needles they throw. I could be stabbed with 100.
You get a lot. Oh yeah.
I could be stabbed with 100.
You could be stabbed with 100. I don't think I die in the backseat of a car.
Like if you're like in a car crash.
Yeah.
Regardless of how violent the crash is, you're surviving.
Middle seat, I think I'm invincible.
Middle seat.
Middle back seat, I'm not dying.
How?
If we stop, we're going really fast, car crashes, I grab both front seats and it stops me.
I hadn't thought about that. Mine is,
Are you serious? Really?
No, I hadn't thought about grabbing the seats.
Yeah.
That's genius.
You grab it, you Spider-Man it. You're not going out the window.
You're strong enough to hold your body against 10 Gs.
I think so.
Uh-huh. That's only 1,400 pounds.
I think so.
You can bench press 1,400
well,
pounds,
also the fucking seatbelt.
Seatbelt, yeah. Oh, no, car crash, I die in. My delusional one, plane crash. You know when they're like,
what are you talking about?
When they're like, oh, one person survived, like 161 people die in a plane crash, one person survived. That's me.
That's you.
I'm telling you right now.
What's your strat?
I don't know. Actually, it's like you've seen The Gray with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
He like lays down. I'm knocking out the people next to me. I'm throwing them in the aisle. All right. And then I'm knocking out the people behind me. If Dorothy's also there, I'm throwing them in the aisle. They're dead. And then I'm doing the Liam Neeson where I lay down flat and I get all 3 belts on me, dog. And that's how I'm making it.
I love the idea that like a plane experiences mild to severe turbulence, and you're like the dude in Madam Web, just the guy next to you, neck broken, like guy to your left, throat chop, guy to the right, neck break, go back to the stunned guy.
Just trying to like shovel him out. Oh, sir, you're double homicide here. Yeah, the police just try and get me out, but I'm locked in the seatbelt.
The stewardess are like, stop.
Dorothy needs one as well. Just 5 people dead.
Anyway, windbreaker. I think I'll get burned out.
Well, oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Bear fights. I've seen too many people survive them.
I wouldn't die to a dog. One dog of any size, I'm killing.
I like my chance against a bear more than dogs. Bears are dumb, and they're fast, but they're not that ambulatory. I'm not winning the fight, but I'm doing a scrunch. People scrunch. I've been bit by a dog. It didn't tickle.
What about an alligator?
Oh, get on top of it. Hold his mouth shut.
I know.
Hold his stupid mouth shut, dude. Are you kidding me?
You dodge one attack. That's the thing.
I lied about bears. I'm losing to a bear. Alligator, though, is a great choice.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd fuck an alligator up.
I dodge one attack. That alligator doesn't make it out alive.
Rest in peace. Steve Irwin died to a goddamn manta ray, and he fought alligators his entire goddamn life.
He has a fucking 200-0 record against alligators. I couldn't fight a manta ray.
I wouldn't try.
He's proven that.
I wouldn't put myself in that weight class.
Yeah.
Alligators, fucking their day up.
I can't fight anything in water. Shark? I feel like if I just go like that to a shark, though, right?
You're supposed to bonk a shark.
Supposed to bonk it.
You hit it in the mouth.
If it comes to me.
No, if I'm
push it away.
swimming,
Yeah.
no. I'm only fighting an alligator if I'm on land.
Yeah, for sure.
In the water, I'm fucked.
I could fight a shark on land.
I fuck a shark up on land, dude. I Batista bomb that motherfucker. I mean, people's elbow.
I can't believe 200 people aren't watching. This is the best episode.
This is the best episode we've ever done. It's very eerily reminiscent of episode 1.
Yeah.
We need to do an actual draft of that. Stank will be livid.
Yeah, I see.
Alligators
One day
flip.
I'm gonna
Not if I'm on top of them. They don't fucking flip.
One day I'm. Oh, they do flip though.
No, not if I'm on top
Well,
of them.
I'll just keep holding it.
Yeah, dog.
I'll flip with it. One day I'm gonna make these two run a gauntlet of all the things they claim to be able to.
That's the best.
That's
YouTube
our last video.
That's the best YouTube special of all time.
Yeah.
I'll wrestle an alligator for a YouTube special.
It's like we have to wake up. We don't know what time.
Mm-hmm.
We both take melatonin.
Yeah.
Right? Not like a full like knockout drug, but like you're sleepy.
Yeah.
Take melatonin, we're both in the same room, Stank lights it on fire.
Yeah.
We get out of that 40 seconds.
Less.
Easy.
Oh no, the door's hot. Window. If I'm in a building less than 3 stories, I'm not dying in a fire.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless my dogs are a part of the equation, in which case they're also not dying in the fire, but they might break a leg.
Yeah. We're out of that in 30 seconds. What's next?
Fire. Alligator. Those are 2 I'm confident about.
Yeah.
Tornado is a big one. But that's more about I wouldn't put myself in the situation.
Yeah.
I'd also just lay down or I'd hold a pipe like they do in Twister, you know? Because that's how they get through it in Twister, is that they just hold that pipe and they survive.
We drive to the next location. I'm in the back middle seat.
Okay.
It crashes.
How fast? How fast?
50?
It's gonna be like that Charlie and Mac episode where they're trying to pretend they're dead. you just jump out. I'm gonna jump out.
It's gonna be like that Charlie and Mac episode where Mac's trying to dodge bullets.
Oh fuck.
50?
And you're just holding, but you also have a seatbelt.
I brake. I have a seatbelt, and then it crashes, and I stop in the middle.
I
think I can do it.
You have Spider-Man strength.
I don't think you need it. I think anyone can do it.
I don't feel confident on car crashes. I'm telling you right now, I'm making out of an airplane
crash. Yeah, true. So we meet.
Yeah. We'll both try to get to a location.
Yeah.
But we'll both have our transportation just fuck up on the way there.
Yeah.
On that Malaysian flight, I would have swam home.
I also am like, I could make it from Alcatraz to San Francisco.
It's a mile.
Yeah.
I
lay down. Lay on your back.
The tide would take you the wrong way. People do it every year.
Stroke.
It's a San Francisco. Every year there's a escape Alcatraz swim. It's a mile. It's a fucking hard swim. You have to you have to be a good swimmer. But yeah, if you go slow, but the fucking rip tide is crazy through the bridge area.
All right, maybe not swimming.
There's also sharks.
No.
Not great. It's also cold as fuck.
Is there one more? Can you give me one more thing you'd survive?
I mean, Alcatraz is a good one.
Yeah.
But the problem is you had to do it at night when it was like if you like the one day in San Francisco where it's like 75, maybe. But like it's like you had to do it at night, so it was like cold and the water's cold in the NorCal.
Something like the cold is like scientifically, objectively like that'll shut me down. If you're like, oh, the human body shuts down at this temperature, I'm not like, oh, not mine. No. You know?
I feel very confident on fire, very confident on alligator.
Yeah, me too. What's your first move against?
Shot once.
What's your first move against an alligator?
I go wide.
Yeah.
Right. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him. He runs. I jump. I'm at a 180 midair. Sit down. Grab. I'm grabbing snout. All you gotta do is grab snout. I
think I try to leapfrog at snout. Like it goes to snap at me. I jump. I slap it between my legs.
Oh, you do a little. Yeah. You do a little. Leapfrog.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got to hit that 180 midair because otherwise you're facing tail. You don't want to face tail. You want to face snout.
You know what?
What?
I'll call or check. I'll check. I could take a bullet.
Oh, below.
Where?
Chest down.
Yeah.
Rib cage down. I can take one bullet.
Give me non-vital. Like obviously, like I can't take one in the heart.
Yeah,
you know,
you shoot me in the fucking skull. I'm not gonna be chilling.
Give me one where people survive.
Yeah. There's a rule. There's a rule in the war. In the wars.
Yeah.
That's how you know I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the golden 90 minutes after you're shot, after you receive a traumatic injury. There's like a ranking, there's like a list, and it's like you have 90 minutes to get medical treatment, otherwise you're fucked. I get 90 minutes in me.
Yeah.
I'm less than 90 minutes from a hospital. I can be gut shot.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
I did one bullet.
All right. Yeah, we'll think. We have a lot of anime to still talk about,
That's
so we
fair.
should move on. I don't know if anyone likes this. Every like 15 minutes, someone just be like, "I like this." If
What
you
gun?
do,
I don't know, man. A 9mm, the most common bullet round.
yeah, not like a sniper.
Yeah, you hit me with a 50. You hit me with the fucking 50 cal. You hit me with a cannonball. I'm not gonna have a good time.
Bullet to where? Yeah, like somewhere non-vital.
Hit me in the lung. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and Danny can
it's my
outrun a volcano. I wouldn't die to a volcano.
I would die.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's a great
You
one. I
kidding
wouldn't
me?
die to a fucking volcano. Oh no! Oh no!
coming-
Here comes the 3-mile-an-hour lava that I've seen for fucking minutes.
See, coming literally miles away. Also,
Tsunami.
you're on an island. Get in the water.
Tsunami.
Okay,
That's
now
fine.
we're talking.
That's fine.
Now we're talking, Nick.
Yep.
Because yeah, I feel like there. Give me like a day, and I'll come up with my tsunami strategy.
Yeah. Float.
Well, but things are crashing into you.
Yeah, I mean, tsunamis aren't like big waves. It's just like water comes in onto the shore.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of cars get thrown at you. It's
100%.
same with tornado.
It's not water you want to be in by
Yeah.
any means. Also, just go up. Just go up.
Just go.
Just be above the second floor.
Yeah.
You're fine. It's crazy. Tsunami, 100%. Also, the shores a mile back. Leave. Leave. The same way I never died in a tornado because I never put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah.
Drive. Fly. Walk. How far does a tsunami get? Bike. Be 10 miles inland.
Yeah.
Crazy. Ridiculous. That's my 5. Alligator, volcano, tsunami, bullet,
Plane.
plane. That's my 5. 5 ways Nick will never die. That's my death pool, baby.
If anyone gets mad about this, you gotta understand. Like,
stupid.
Once you get to bullet,
Yeah.
I feel like you're dumb for getting mad. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
Like we're like, I'd survive a bullet.
Yeah.
You know?
No, we're both dumb individuals,
Yeah.
but fucking, I have confidence. But yeah, windbreaker. I also wouldn't die in a fight against a bunch of 12-year-olds. 16-year-olds.
Oh, yeah. I could take like 50 10-year-olds.
Of course.
Yeah.
Give me a lead pipe.
Give
I'm
me
doing-
one. That's what I'm saying. If I get one weapon, 50, you're done.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm just swinging in a circle with my arms extended.
The first kid I kill so graphically.
It's the terrorize strategy
Yeah.
for fucking Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah.
You're scaring off the other orcs.
I terrorize. I brutalize
dude.
this first kid.
You're just
I put my thumbs in both his eyes, and then like an apple,
Yeah.
I just crack the skull open.
King Kong, motherfucker.
I either do that or I headbutt it until it's soft enough to
Yeah.
open,
Uh,
and that's getting rid of 12 of them at least.
100%. They gotta turn tail. It's like that scene in Fire Force where they fight Assault for the first time. Tom McKee and Iris, and then they will just lead pipe him to death, and they show his brains out of his fucking
Yeah.
skull. That's your fucking strategy. But yeah, Windbreaker. I also said bitching soundtrack, and then I said Edward Elric in all caps. The guy that Sakura Hakura fights is just Edward Elric.
There's so many.
Takes
There's
his hood
literally
off and it's
50
just
people.
Edward Elric. And then I said 8.1 for this episode.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's fair.
What would you say?
Yeah, I'd give it that.
Yeah.
For a Windbreaker episode, for
So
sure.
a full point higher than Lazarus. At least for me. It's like 0.6 higher for you.
Yeah, I guess so. It's because I really like respect Lazarus from like an artistic standpoint. Like it's just so well animated. Windbreaker also is though. Like this was such a well animated
They're
episode.
both sterling examples of like, oh wow, the action is like, this is like what peak animated action looks like.
Yeah, I think I have 2 more Windbreaker episodes in me before I start bitching
About
it.
develop a storyline
Yeah.
pretty quickly here, because at least in Tokyo Avengers, it was like Revengers. It was like, oh, I'm trying to like change the future.
Yeah.
And like that was an interesting through line. It's just like, oh, we're gonna keep beating all these other different coded people up. And
I swear to God, if the next episode introduces a new character and then we get his backstory and he was like beat up by a bunch of people and then someone saved him, I'm fucking out.
you're out.
I'm
watch
gone.
it. I'll watch it for us. All right. Do you want to do? What do you want to do next year? You want to do? I'm gonna save Devil May Cry.
Okay.
Let's do Vigilantes.
Okay.
How'd you feel?
It's maybe my favorite thing of the week.
That's wild. Okay, you're not gonna like my ranking. Unpack that for me, Chieftain.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
Separate from My Hero, not that good. Like fine
Gotcha.
at best.
Okay.
With the context of My Hero,
With it being during All Might's prime, Eraserhead's not teaching at UA
Like,
yet.
not even that. It's not even that I'm like, oh, this is an interesting period in the lore. I mean, like, if My Hero never happened, like wasn't a show or a manga, and they just released Vigilantes episode 1, I'd watch this and I'd be like, that was so forgettable. I don't really care that much. Knowing that this is like a new My Hero project and knowing that I love the My Hero world, knowing that there's all this lore already built up that I like and enjoy, knowing what the mangaka is capable of with lame powers.
Not the same mangaka.
Rats.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. I like his weird, stupid fucking power.
I hate that it has to be 3 points of contact. But like it plays into the like, oh, everyone like looks down on him thing very well because there is already somebody in the My Hero Academia universe with his power, but better.
You
remember Slide and Joe? You remember Slide and Joe?
Remove 1 point of contact and it becomes an infinitely better power. He has to use his schlong at some point, right?
100%. Right? Yeah, you remember Slide and Joe? You tell me you don't remember Slide and Joe?
No, this guy sucks.
From my villain academia, Sliding Joe.
So funny.
Oh, he's the fucking dude. Sliding Joe's the GOAT.
There's a bit where he slides through a crosswalk. He's like on all fours. He looks like a fucking water skimmer.
Oh my god, he does look like a water skimmer. Like his hands even light up blue.
Yeah, he slides across a crosswalk at an intersection, and one girl goes, "It gives me the ick," and I just wrote, "Girl is so valid."
Yeah, 100%. It gives me the ick. So the concept of the story is by Horikoshi, but it's the actual mangaka. Like the story is by Hideyuki Furuhashi, who does K. I don't know if you ever watched K. Look up K, like Lost Empire. It was on Netflix in like 2012.
You know you're going to have to tell me how to spell K. Is it the letter or is it
the
Q-U-E?
letter? It is the letter K.
K, the Lost Empire?
I think K, Lost Empire. No, never mind. Just look up K anime.
K anime. This looks edgy as hell.
Oh, it was absolutely every bit of a 2012, 2013 anime.
Whoa.
It's kind of dope, low key.
It looks kind of dope.
Because it is very edgy, but the power system's really cool, and the main character is sick as fuck.
This looks like it'd be like gory as hell for no reason. Yeah.
This manga's really short.
Okay.
Vigilantes is really short. It's only 126 chapters.
It's over?
Yeah, it's already over. It
wow.
ended before MHA.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like started like halfway through MHA and finished before it even ended.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's by Horikoshi, but it's a completely different dude. So it takes a lot of like, that's why you have like the comic pop-ups and all that, which is really fun. Like it's a much more comic approach because it's like, oh, like Knuckle Duster is Batman kind of thing. Like a Pop is, I don't know, Oracle or
like nothing.
Yeah, Catgirl or some shit like that. But all right, so like you're just excited that it's in the My Hero Academia universe?
Like, not just that. Like, I like his power, unironically, because My Hero is so good at having someone with a lame power on the surface and then coming up with clever ways to make it cool.
I'm very excited for you because this Vigilantes doesn't have that moment where Deku gets 9 quirks. Like, it is just the main character, like, nice guy. Like, the main character just has to figure out to do what, like, he has to figure out, like, oh, how can I make this work with my quirk?
Yeah. I love that. Like, that's awesome. That's the root of why I love My Hero. Yeah. And I love that Deku at first had like a pretty lame regular power, like it's just super strength and also breaks his bones, but he like figures out how to make that
break
work.
My fingers one at a time. Yeah.
I wrote, don't fucking slip your way all the way back home. Just get up and walk.
Yeah, at that point, just jog. Just jog.
He goes, when he suits up for the first time, he goes, who cares what the law says? I can do whatever I want, as he skirts around like a water bug.
Yeah. Also to just clean up other people's like trash and all that. It's really funny, everybody being like, oh, thanks, nice guy. And one guy being like, take my trash out when you pass my house. And I was like, we need to heckle heroes more. That was fucking awesome.
I love that. I love...
see that he helps Deku's mom?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, when he's like, oh, the late night bus station's that way, it was Deku's mom.
How do you feel about the different art style? Because it is for sure different.
So it's not... So, all right. So a lot of animation studios are doing this thing recently. I think Studio Parrot was one of the first to do it. But they've made a movie, like, Bones, like, made all the MHA movies, made a separate part of Bones called Bones Film that like works on all their movies. So Bones Film is actually the people making Vigilantes, which is why it looks better than MHA.
Yeah.
Which is Wild.
Well, it does look, that is wild.
Yeah.
It also came out dubbed day one, which is insane
Which is
that
like
My
the
Hero
new
didn't.
industry standard, crazy enough.
Weird that Vigilantes got that and My Hero didn't.
I guess. I mean, like, maybe next season we'll get that treatment. Who knows?
Hopefully. But it does look better, but it's also like the art style's different. The lines are a lot thicker.
Different mangaka.
They do the like sound effects a little too much.
Well, the thwomps,
Yeah.
flops, because it's like supposed to be more like of a true superhero story as opposed to like, oh, we went to high school,
Right,
Like
yeah.
you're like the sky high, like
True.
sky highification of media.
Yeah. I really like Knuckle Duster.
Yeah.
He's really cool. I like I'm Here Instead is like an awesome, as this weird, fucked up version of All Might.
Yeah.
I kind of wish he like killed.
I mean, he's just trying to run fades with everybody he meets. It's
like-
still My Hero Academia universe.
Well, I mean, like the bit. Well, My Hero gets like
You
dark
want him to
as
be
hell.
fucking who's the guy from The Watchers with the blot face?
Oh, Watchmen?
Yeah.
Rorschach?
You want him to be
I
Rorschach.
do want that. That's exactly what I want, because if the bit is that, like, this dude looks up to All Might, and he's like, oh, I can't get my hero license. That sucks. And then he has to compromise with this guy named Knuckle Duster.
Whose ability is brass knuckles.
Yeah, like, I want that guy. I want that compromise to be, like, a moral one, too, rather than just, like, oh, I'm doing what the heroes do illegally. Like, who cares? I wish that the license, I mean, maybe it will.
So like the overarching theme of it is, well, the reason that it's a shorter, like they don't have to like there's no, like we don't have to do 8 different arcs. Like,
Yeah,
it's like one arc and it's all revolved around like the drug trade.
Right.
And so it's like, oh, like the heroes are too busy doing all this like stuff. Like, well, the underground real, like actual person to person problems aren't being taken care of by either the cops or heroes kind of thing.
Well, like, what would be interesting is that, like, finding out that the license isn't just like, oh, I won't get arrested for doing this. It's like there are, you know, Marvel Civil War slash like Invincible checks and balances where it's like, oh, this dude doesn't have a license and it's because he's fucking like shattering their knees every time he beats them up. And this guy has to be like, well, I don't really agree with his brutality, but I want to be a hero and he's my like closest ticket to doing that.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to loosen my morals a bit.
That'd be cool.
That's interesting because otherwise it's just like they're just heroes. The vigilantes bit doesn't matter.
I guess, yeah. But there's like the aspect of like them running away from heroes and all that. But yeah, no, you're right. It is very similar.
Yeah.
I mean, people wanted more MHA usually.
Yeah.
This is your favorite thing this week.
I think so.
This was based off my rankings, my second least favorite thing this week.
Wow.
Not a bad week for that to happen. Like I like Vigilantes. I've read the manga. I enjoyed this episode. It looked gorgeous.
Well, that's the difference is you read the manga.
Yeah.
So like it was more exciting to me.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, it's a setup episode. Like,
Yeah.
Like fundamentally, like, and that was like the problem with a lot of these episodes this week is just that they were setup episodes. Like I was like, oh, nothing against the IP or anything like that. I give this episode a 7.4. So better than Lazarus, but like I know what's coming. I know there's like fun stuff to be had. We have to get the introduction of all 3 of the main characters introduced now. Like it's like it's Pop, it's fucking not Sliding Joe, whose name I'm forgetting, and then Knuckle Duster.
Yeah.
And so like those are your 3. That's your main core. That's your trilogy. And we just run with that for the rest of the show. So like now it's out of the way, the next couple of episodes are going to be awesome. Especially if Bones is putting a bunch of money into it to make it look sick, which they clearly are.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I just liked it. I just had fun.
Yeah.
You know, and it was better. I'd say way better than the Boys Are Back in Town episode, which is Fire Force.
You thought it was better than Fire Force?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Fire Force
Setup
is
episode.
just the gang's getting back together.
100%.
It's a lot of like, here's what happened. Here's them doing something cool. It reminded me of the first Daima episode where they're like, there's no real reason to have a fight this episode. But God, is this going to be boring if we don't have one? Let's just have Shinra and Arthur like do a little sparring.
Well, none of that's in the manga.
Yeah.
So like, the first 7 or 8 minutes of that episode are just specifically introduced so everyone can be like, oh, like they try to do a recap, but it's been 5 years.
That's why they kind of needed it.
Yeah, like it's been 5 years since the show came out, and they really don't do like a great job recapping anything. They're like, oh, they went to the Chinese Peninsula and they fought a demon infernal. And I was like, yeah, did you mention the part that there was a woman from beyond the fucking spatial dimension there who came here with the evangelist and gave Shinra an Adola burst? Like,
yeah, they don't even like begin to explain why the moon is fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, the moon, like Chiron just shot a fucking something that was supposed to leave a 500-kilometer wide crater to the moon, and now they actually. I don't think they have covered why the moon is fucked. It's mostly, it has to do with the evangelist, but...
Hey everyone, it's Stank. Just wanted to do a quick spoiler warning for Fire Force. It's the same topic as last week, so if you already know about that, you're good to go on ahead. Otherwise, skip to the next timestamp when the spoilers are over.
I assumed.
Yeah.
My theory for... What?
I'm just reading. You can keep
my theory is that the evangelists are going to turn this planet into the sun in Soul Eater.
Wait. What?
So the evangelists want to turn Earth into a sun.
Yes.
My theory is that they succeed, and that sun is the sun in Soul Eater.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
That leads me to believe it doesn't happen.
No, I like that. Like, I like the conclusion you've come to. I was trying to remember what happened in this episode, and then I was like, oh, so basically the Holy Soul Temple aligned itself with the evangelists, and Leonard Burns joins the side of the evangelists, who's like the captain of Fire Company 1, who's closely tied to the Holy Soul Temple.
Well, and the Emperor also, we find out, is like with the evangelists.
Raffles III. He's like the Pope of the Holy Soul Temple.
Right, yeah.
And so this episode did not come out in English. I've never, ever watched Fire Force in sub. Wow, is it a different experience?
Yeah.
Shinra sounds like a Chad. He sounds like a Chad.
Yeah, and Arthur's voice is way too deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's what I wrote. No, I said, yeah, Arthur sounds like a Chad in the sub. Shinra is actually a pretty accurate casting between Japanese and in English.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the same, like it's conveyed. Arthur's is so deep.
Yeah.
And then leaked sounds leaked sounds ridiculously high, Pete. Like I think I wrote, let's see, mind reading the anime, the fuck Stokes you fight. Oh yes, oh my god, Leak's voice.
Yeah.
It's so high pitched.
Yeah.
It's like the whole. I'm gonna have to get used to Japanese. I wish it was coming out in English.
I know. I kind of warned you about it too, where like this happened to me with My Hero and how this most recent season was kind of worsened because of it. Because I'm like, this is like a whole new show for me.
It's like when I caught up with One Piece. Like I think I caught up with One Piece dub like 1,080 episodes in, and I was like, but unfortunately they did like the dub and the sub are almost inseparable. Like they just like sound like they're speaking different. Like it's like the voice actors speaking a different language.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, thankfully with Fire Force, there's only like 48 episodes, so like it's not like I spent like years hearing these
voices. The last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, so I just mean the transition wasn't like crazy for me.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the mind reading like bit?
I thought it was kind of cool.
I also thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was
so what are you
hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
Because of the Japanese.
It felt like when you were like, do you ever play Detroit Become Human? It felt like one of those cutscenes where you're like trying to figure out like, or what was the one before Detroit Become Human where you were like the father looking for a son?
Heavy Rain.
Where
it's like, Jason.
Yeah. It felt like fucking Heavy Rain where you're trying to like choose words out of the sky. Hao Mei is a great character. I love her. I'm just like, listen, I've spent the last couple of weeks watching every minute of my time watching Fire Force, and I'm so excited to see what the seasons go. They also, season 1 and 2 look really good.
Yeah,
I can tell season 3 looks better, but like only because like I feel like they applied 2025 animation techniques to it. Like I don't feel like they like are purposely trying to make season 3 look better than season 1 and season 2, but I can tell like, oh, there's little things that make season 3 look better.
It definitely has a different art direction, it feels, and I'm hoping that, because I've talked literally on this episode and before, like I really like the style of Fire Force. Like I like that they're constantly cutting to characters with like no shading. They're just a full dark.
Yeah.
Like I hope it doesn't fully lose that style, but this episode didn't have a lot of like wiggle room for style because it was so much like exposition
it's just
and
Obi
stuff.
getting arrested and Company 8 being like, all right, we have to fight the evangelist now.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm hoping it doesn't like become more generic as a result, but like yeah, I mean the boys are just back in town.
So back.
Yeah.
So back. All right, so after Fire Force,
What'd you write this?
What do you say? I gave this a 7.6. I also said that this OP is good, but not nearly as. I think it's probably their worst OP.
Yeah, this is like a 6 for me. It was such a setup. Like, and considering I just watched the rest of Fire Force, I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, I don't fucking need this. Like, everyone else is like, the absolute. I just posted an hour and 2-minute video doing a full recap on all of season 1 and season 2.
Wow.
It was 864 clips. Took Cody 3 days to edit. Yeah, it was a lot. But it was fun. Like, it was fun. I'm very excited to have this show back. That leaves us with.
I heard. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I heard the mangaka's retired.
That makes sense.
What a bummer.
Fair.
Just such a cool fucking presence in the medium.
Just a unique. I think his name's like Nataku or something like that.
I like have been looking it up.
It's an N name. Nope. Okay. Atsushi Okubo. Yes.
Yeah,
Okubo. That's what it is.
He's just like
he just makes unique ass stories.
He really defined like a social group within my high school.
100%.
Like, he's got such actual, like, Bleach does a good job at kind of like relating to what was then the modern youth. Yeah. You know, like Ichigo's like a legitimately like cool dude. He's chill.
Bleach was the hippest out of the big three for sure.
This is like, it was the hippest.
Yeah.
Soul Eater is like legitimately hip.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between like when you hear like punk rock and you're like, oh, this is the genre. And then you see something by someone who has like no eyebrows. They have like their hair looks like a fucked up Barbie doll and they're just like spitting into the mic. And you're like, oh, that's a punk.
Yeah.
Soul Eater is like that, where it's like that shit, that and Fooly Cooley. I'm like, oh, this guy knows cool.
Yeah. You're so right. Like, it is absolute. Soul Eater was like the one where it was like, oh, you could like watch Soul Eater and like no one would bat an eye. Like, Naruto was like incredibly like well known, but it was like, oh, during that time period, that early 2000s time period when Soul Eater was coming out, like it was like you could talk about watching Soul Eater. People like, that's fucking sick, dog.
Yeah, Soul Eater's hip as fuck, and it's nice that Gachiakuda is like apparently the successor to this mangaka. Yeah. Like, it was his assistant, and this mangaka was like, you know, I feel good retiring knowing this guy's making Gachiakuda.
Yeah.
So it's cool that hipness is still out there, and I feel it with, like, Umbrella Guy and stuff. Mm-hmm. You guys will see when the anime comes out.
Oh, the art style is very similar. The vibe is very... Fire Force is very unpunk. Like, Fire Force is a better job building the universe in Soul Eater. And like it's like punk in the way that like, oh, the church is bad and like the government is bad and corporations are bad. Like, that's a cool... Honestly, to me, one of the more understated like points in Fire Force, like that people ignore because it's like, oh, boobs and fire and punches, is the fact like the complex world that's built out and the fact that like, oh, hey, the whole like the very complicated conversations, especially in season 2, like when they go to the Chinese Peninsula, and actually I want to talk about fucking season 1 and season 2 with you because you just rewatched all of them. But when they go to the Chinese Peninsula and they find out that everything in the Holy Soul Temple was a lie, and then they have to like figure out how to unpack that information, 1 to the entire empire, but 2 to like Iris, who's a devout believer. That is such an interesting like conversation that gets kind of blown over by the entire like not the anime but like the community, where they're like, oh, there's a legitimately complicated conversation in here where they're like, oh, faith's a mechanism to keep people satiated, but at the same time, like it's largely predicated on lies.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, Fire Force really blows me away. And this is just me being like pretentious and a dick.
Yeah.
But like coming from having watched episodes like 1 through 18 of Soul Eater, I was so blown away with how much and how well the world building was. Yeah. Like, how much world building there was. And when they were like, yeah, this is an empire. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's kind of weird and interesting. And they developed that. And yeah, with like the real religious commentary. And also we talked about how like they like the firefighting bit isn't just like a skin thrown onto a shonen anime. Yeah. They're like, what does it actually mean? Like, what morals and themes would like a firefighter struggle with? And it's like public perception. And it's like, you're not just going in to fuck up a fire. Yeah. Like they bring in
You're laying it to rest.
You're laying it to rest. Them bringing a priest is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And that they're like, Company 8 is kind of like, look, like we don't know if the priest does anything.
Yeah. like we're baptizing fucking guns.
Yeah. Oh, that episode was so sick.
Kinoa's backstory.
Yeah. Where he's like, He's like, you got your gun baptized? And he's like, look, at the end of the day, all I know is I want to get shot with a baptized gun.
And it's more about like, oh, the perception of like, oh, the person you're killing.
Yeah. And it's like, where's all this coming from? Maybe Soul Eater on the second half gets like real deep, but like I was just shocked. Like,
well, that's the thing is like I feel like Soul Eater is like the hip, cool, like fucking like it's like more shonen-y.
Yeah.
Fire Force, well, obviously has its shonen aspects, is also like I feel like skews to an older audience on account of the fact that there's more complex undertones.
Soul Eater, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
What really impressed me about Soul Eater, I remember, is like how it feels like it was written by a therapist, a cool punk therapist who really likes tits.
Yeah.
But like,
And witches. And witch tits.
yeah.
It's like, oh, they're not cold like everyone says.
If you, like, there is something in Soul Eater to like really chew on where it's like everyone's got some kind of like, not personality disorder, like whatever you would call like OCD and like, yeah, like there's OCD, there's anxiety, there's narcissism.
Yeah.
And those are kind of the three main protagonists. And then the whole bit is like, it's like a marriage counseling based power system where you have to like come to terms with your own like mental illness and then also like be on the same emotional wavelength as your partner. And it's like, this is such a weird therapy based power scaling.
Yeah, it is very cool. It's like similar to the only show I've ever seen. I mean, like there's kind of that with Pacific Rim, and then also it's usually that mechanic's usually in mechs. It's like Pacific Rim, and then Darling in the Franxx do something somewhat similar to it. But I do like to me the most intimate, like actually unique way of telling that story is Soul Eater. Yeah, I'm so excited it's back. I'm so stoked. All right, Devil May Cry.
How'd you feel?
Awesome.
Yeah, right?
Awesome.
What a shock. I thought it was gonna suck.
So good. It's my second favorite episode of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I gave Fire Force a 7.6. I don't know if I said that already.
Yeah.
Wow. Animation. Like I said, every single thing I sat down to watch this week, I went, they're animating the fuck out of it. Like nothing, not a single episode we watched, I was not like, wow, they put a shit ton of money into this.
Yeah.
Like it looks, from the jump, it looks good. Like when you're like, it opens with this mercenary group breaking into the Vatican and just fucking piecing up Vatican guard.
It opens with, yeah, I guess it is the Vatican.
It's the Vatican.
So now I feel stupid.
They can't say it's the Vatican, but it's the Vatican.
I wrote, why are a bunch of conquistadors guarding this art museum?
It's the fucking, it's the Vatican, yeah. And so they're like, this is why the Vatican guards now carry guns. They don't just carry pole arms because they're just charging at these dudes with M4s with a halberd and just get blown away.
So funny.
Yeah. But wow, this like the sound design is great. It's gorgeously animated. It looks like it's a Netflix anime. Like it looks like a Netflix anime. Like it looks.
It's Studio Mir.
Who makes
Naruto?
Studio Periot makes Naruto.
They made Boruto.
Studio Periot makes Boruto.
Look it up.
Studio Mir, M-I-R.
Yeah, they made The Legend of Korra.
Okay.
Which I love animation wise. Like I think season 1 of Legend of Korra is a masterpiece animation wise.
So they made The Legend of Korra, Black Dynamite, The Boondocks.
They made Black Dynamite. Let's go.
They made Black Dynamite.
Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
They did Voltron.
They did do Voltron.
Young Justice.
I could have sworn they worked on Boruto. Like I thought it was like
X-Men 97.
Weird.
They did The Death of Superman.
Oh, no! That's why I'm being dumb. Studio Mir didn't work on Boruto. Studio Mir worked on seasons like 1 and 2 of The Legend of Korra, and then Studio Periot worked on seasons 3 and 4.
Gotcha.
That's why I'm mixing it up with Boruto.
That makes sense.
So yeah, Studio
Which one's
Periot.
better?
Mir.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Studio Periot does do great work.
Yeah. Every now and then they like pop off, like with that fucking what's the episode where the dude's just fucking
Naruto?
Yeah, Boruto.
Oh, Boruto.
Or like Kawaki or whatever is about to juice that dude, and he's like,
he's got the fucking like cannon guy, like the robot guy, dude. Yeah, he fucking
that dude fucking experiences the most realistic fear of death I've ever seen.
It is a fucking great episode. Boruto's got a couple of heater episodes.
Yeah.
This episode was awesome. Dante, I think it was it Stank that said that Dante always should have been an anime protagonist because his one-liners are so good.
Yeah.
I didn't think the episode was going to open with him pointing a gun at a baby, but I was like, boy, am I here for it.
That was so fun. I really liked him being like kills a demon, and he's like, God, I usually end these with like a cool one-liner. Here, hold on. Okay, pretend I just shot that guy. Okay, bang. Skeletor sucked in the 80s, huh? Like something like that.
Yeah.
But like
Skeletor hasn't held up since the 80s.
Yeah, just like how long it was. And I
Yeah.
like how he did the bang. He's like, all right, ready? Places, bang.
It's exactly how I would have written it. Personally.
Yeah.
Like that is
Yeah.
that is a joke I would have absolutely would have written.
Yeah. Yeah, that opening was really cool. The rabbit, dude, the rabbit had such a line that is equally 50% stupid and 50% the best line I've ever heard. Okay. Where he's like, so yeah, SEAL Team 6 comes in, smokes these conquistadors. Yeah. And then this dude who's like Beerus, if Beerus was a rabbit.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Walks in and he's like, I must have missed the dress code for this heist. And here I am in my Easter's best. And I was like, buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Dude, his whole thing is like, oh, Americans, the most dependable of your kind.
Yeah.
All you do is shoot, fuck, or destroy anything you see or something like that. His entire, so much aura, so much presence. And then him just immediately turning around, getting the sword and just decapitating that dude. So good.
Really good. I did such a 180 because I saw these trailers and I was like, this is going to be some crap.
I saw the trailers and you didn't think it was going to be fun?
I like the soundtrack,
yeah,
but I didn't want to be blinded
big
by
Limp
it.
Bizkit guy.
Big Limp Bizkit, Big Papa Roach, Evanescence is back.
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
Sick Puppies.
Oh my God, I forgot about Sick Puppies. Holy shit.
You should.
What a name.
But like, I saw the trailer, and Netflix has such a I'd say it has a 30% hit rate when it comes to these anime. Tekken, bad. Dragon's Dogma, bad.
I was about to
Dota,
say Dragon's
bad.
Dogma, bad. Dota, bad. Yep.
I'm sure there's more, but they keep coming out with crap. I hear the Zeus one's good. What's it called?
Blood
Blood
of
of
Zeus.
Zeus.
Objectively fine.
Yeah,
It is okay at best.
they keep coming out with these
They have a shit ton of IP. They just buy IP
Yeah.
and they're like, it's getting an animated series. And it's 30-40%.
Tomb Raider, bad.
I don't even remember that coming out.
Came up 3 months ago.
You're right. I saw it and I was like, ah. And then I never played the games. And
Yeah.
guess what games I also haven't played? Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Still fun as fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, so I saw the trailers and I was like, this is whatever. And the rabbit looked dumb. I was like, what is this? It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just real fun.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little lore.
Okay.
Not of Devil May Cry, but of the production.
I played what's the last one?
5.
When he plays his brother.
Yeah.
That one I played a little bit of.
It's sick. It's awesome. This is dude, you know what I hate about the Fallout show and the Last of Us show and this?
That they're good and fun.
Yeah, part of it.
Okay.
I think you can guess what I'm going to say.
That you hate about the Fallout show, the Last of Us show, and that the Devil May Cry, that the video games are done.
Yeah, that not even done. There isn't one coming out soon. You know? Because this got me so revved up and I'm like, "Oh, I should re-download Devil May Cry." And I'm like, I beat it twice.
Yeah, I've already played it. That's what was good about the Cyberpunk anime because then they just dropped a huge DLC after it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, fucking absolutely, I'll play the DLC.
Exactly. Have something ready with this and maybe in a couple months, they'll be like, all right, the heat has died down. Now it's time to bring it back. Devil May Cry 6 trailer.
Yeah.
But
this is how The Witcher fumbled because The Witcher got its TV show adaptation after The Witcher 3, fucked it up before Witcher 4 even came out.
Yeah, exactly. Witcher does it all of these things, all these video game properties release awesome shows and they don't have a fucking new game cooking.
No.
But so, yeah, it was
There's no Fallout game cooking?
No, dude.
This is the first time in my lifetime a Fallout game hasn't been cooking.
Microsoft was so pissed about it because Microsoft bought Bethesda and the Fallout show did great. And then they were like, you guys got a new Fallout cooking? And they were like, no. And they're like, hey, remaster 2 or something.
Whichever, the ones where you were just a point and click adventure,
Yeah.
make those the first person.
Yeah, they said that. And then so Bethesda was like, hey, in 3 years, that'll be done. And that's when everyone was like, oh, Microsoft got on their ass about it because they weren't ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's annoying. I have one criticism
Of DMC.
of the episode, yeah. What do you think it is? Do you have any?
Do I have any criticisms?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I only gave it an 8.8, so I wasn't like, oh, this is perfect. Let me read my notes. I said, yeah, this is why Vatican guards have guns now. Gorgeously animated. Love Dante's voice. Didn't expect the first episode to be Dante kills a baby episode. I think actually, I technically wrote it correctly because I think Limp Bizkit is all capitalized. I said, Jesus Christ, what an unfortunate, succinct approximation of our current political sphere. And then I said, IDK, why Japan always uses George and Dick, but I do love it. I love the gun POV shoot thing when we were Dante or when we were watching him shoot. And then I said they did the dance. So no, I have no complaints actually.
What, do you like the president?
It's every time, and I think it's because every president after George Bush, like the rest of the world is like, I don't know, it's controversial to most people, but like most Americans are like, I don't know, George Bush was funny. It was like I liked when he said, "Look at this drive," kind of thing, and also the dynamic of George Bush and Dick Cheney was so interesting. Like looking back at it, like it was like George Bush was like, "Hey, Dick Cheney, can you find me a vice president?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And then he was like, "Hey, George, I did a couple of interviews. I'm the best candidate you got." And he was just like, okay. And then Dick Cheney just ran the government for 8 years. And George Bush just fucking golfed and was like a funny Texan. And like nobody knew about like the atrocities Dick Cheney was committing. Yeah. And I think this showed us like, I mean, it's obviously super fucking like to the like nth level, right? It's like, oh, George Bush is like some fat Texan with a cowboy hat on. He's like, last guy I only had to deal with Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, I wrote,
was your problem that they made Dick Cheney kind of like a Chad?
It didn't occur to me that he's Dick Cheney because I associate Dick Cheney with bald and heavy.
Yeah, so no, that's 100% Dick Cheney. You know what they made him? They made him the fucking senator from
Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, that's what they made him.
I wrote, love the president being like, I miss Saddam Hussein. I love that he's like, goddamn demons.
That being said, if I am George Bush and I'm like, dude, Saddam Hussein's gone, we're good. Yeah. And then someone's like, hell is real. I'd be like, send me back to Iraq. Holy shit, let's go back to Iraq.
Yeah, it's like, is there oil in hell?
Yeah, fuck.
I wrote, this late night show rules.
That's what, dude. What I wrote, like what a like ridiculously succinct, like fucking like apparition of our entire life. It was like the podcaster being like, "Fucking hell is real," and then Jimmy Fallon being like, "Hell, more like bells. Who's ringing them, guys? Ding, ding, ding. Dinner time. John Cena's here."
He's literally like, this like scientist or whatever is like, he's like, hell is real. The Vatican was attacked by demon terrorists, and Jimmy Kimmel's like, you hear about this? These demon terrorists?
Yeah, he kicks over to his couch guy.
Yeah, his couch guy. His couch guy's like, you talking about my wife?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, fucking what channel is this on? I'd watch this.
It's on at 2 a.m., dude. Oh, it was fucking great.
I wrote, so there's that. Love the president is the most American man ever. Can't believe none of the people in the White House are like, is that a fucking rabbit?
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone, and then like, they're talking to like fucking, I don't know, the backroom sleazy Italian man.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, a rabbit demon? That's a slow Tuesday. And I was like, just because you own a club in the Bronx that has no cover charge doesn't mean that you have fucking demons every week. What are we talking about?
He said a line that reminded me so much of you when he was like, they like bring him in the interrogation room and he's like, he was like,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I just want to say before we begin, I will talk about literally any subject.
Yeah. And then he's like, and then immediately he was like, at a price. And they bust out again. He's like, for free. All right, geez, work on your customer service. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, I hate it. I feel so seen by that man. That successful businessman.
It was so funny that they're like, we're going to need some demon hunters. And they just fucking roll up with 1,000 guns in their face. Yep. Just ask them. It's literally their profession.
It's their profession. I'm sure they'll come willingly.
Just hire them.
Yeah.
Like, it's what they do. Also, all of America's like, there's demons now, which leads me to believe they kind of need the work.
Listen, if tomorrow, they were like, oh, the demons attacked the Vatican, what would your actual response be?
I'd actually probably like break down and cry and never leave my room. Knowing there's a hell, I think that's too much.
I didn't realize.
That's really scary.
I didn't really think about that, actually. I didn't think about the actual confirmation that hell is real. Because like when aliens, like remember a couple months ago when they're like, oh, by the way, there's aliens in New Jersey, and everyone was like,
yeah. That's okay. I can handle that.
Aliens is fine because that's a concept that is. You're right. If hell came out as real, if hell dropped,
dropped hell,
dude. Actually, you're right. That fucked my week up.
Yo, new hell just dropped. Because then it's like, oh well, because then it's too late to change. Because
it's not.
Yeah, because
it's simply not though.
Bit is that you're not doing it because you want to be a good person and be godly. It's because you're like, oh, I don't want to go to hell now. I think God wouldn't be into that.
Hey, brother. That's the whole fucking.
Yeah, that's the religion.
That's the whole. They literally say that. They say that. They're like, oh, there's one through line in all religions, and it's the concept of hell, because the only way you fucking animals could curb any of your basal natures was the concept of eternal punishment in a different dimension.
I guess so, but I think it's like Santa, where it's like, if you know, you need to believe. Like, if God just showed up and was like, hey, I'm real, don't do these things, then it like defeats the purpose, because then you're just like,
does it?
You know, I think it does.
Does it, Dan? Does it? If the actual,
I think to him,
if tomorrow hell dropped, you don't think?
I think God would be like, too late, bitch.
You don't think 90% of the world would be like, holy shit, I don't want to burn for eternity?
They would. I don't think they'd be led into heaven. Guys?
We're going to poll our live audience to see.
We have 67 people
watching. Yeah, fucking hell too, baby.
I liked it. My one critique, there's so much explaining about demon portals and shit.
But that's the entire purpose of the entire show. Is that there's demon portals and we need to stop the demon portals from portaling.
No, I know, but there was like a lot, like that dude, when he had his hologram diagrams thrown up, it went on for.
They're talking about Sparta and quantum tunneling and like, oh, but by the way, bigger demons can take over beings in the earth realm, but only small demons end up here, kind of thing.
I was like, God, there's a lot of this. Like, I was sold it. There's demons now. Like, who gives a shit?
Remember, oh man, I don't know every time when I think about like demon portals opening, I just think about the Shadow video game. That's for some reason that's where my brain goes.
That's fair.
I don't know. I thought it was. I
liked it a lot.
I definitely never got hung up on that.
It's, if not my second favorite of the week, my favorite of the week.
I thought, okay, because Vigilantes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But probably this.
You want to get to my favorite of the week?
Oh, I forgot.
What do you mean you forgot? You thought DMC was our last thing?
Yeah, I forgot.
I can't believe you. I cannot believe. I literally wanted to watch this with you because I thought you were going to be so stoked on it.
I'm so excited to hear why you're so jazzed on it.
I'm excited to hear why you're not.
Okay. Go on.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, it's your.
So we're talking about To Be Hero X, which I gave this episode a 10 out of 10, dog, because it's the perfect episode. All right, first off, so yes, the only thing that I will say is a legitimate detractor from To Be Hero X is the fact that the mounts are kind of desunk.
Yeah.
It's not that they're desunk. Like, obviously, you can tell that they are saying the right things at the right time, but the mounts almost don't open enough or something like that. And that's because the mounts aren't mapped to the original Japanese or English. They're mapped to Chinese.
Yeah.
So if you watch it in Chinese, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I know. Because I was curious. I was like, if Dorothy watches this as their Chinese option. I was like, oh yeah, they're mapped to Chinese. So outside of that, I was like, gorgeous. I think the CGI looks so good.
Yeah.
And I find anybody saying that the CGI doesn't look good, that's odd to me.
Interesting.
I don't understand how anybody can look at that CGI and think it's anything but gorgeous. It's literally, it's just Arcane. It's just Arcane without, it's just Arcane without fucking, no, here's the thing, Danny. Here's the fucking thing about it. It's just Arcane without a bunch of neon pink and blue spray paint colors added in. It's just less spray painty neon Arcane levels of CGI. If you put them next to each other.
It looks a bit like a mobile game.
It does. How does it look like a mobile game?
It looks a bit like a mobile game.
If there's a mobile game that looks like that, I'm fucking playing it.
It kicks into gear, like when the dude shows up and like destroys that fucking like game show or whatever.
Yeah.
Looks great. Like, it's good looking CGI, not as good as Arcane. For sure. The faces are so stiff.
The faces
and the movements are stiff.
The movements are not stiff. I will concede the faces are stiff. Yeah. That is it.
It's just stiff. It doesn't look bad. Like, I was like fine watching it, but it wasn't like, it didn't blow me away visually.
It looks like, if you're gonna say it looks like anything, it looks like the Final Fantasy movies. It looks like Halo 2 cutscenes. Yes, it is the highest level of CGI I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
Straight CGI.
Better than like Trigun, B-Stars.
100%. It's better than both of those. The frame rate is, was there any moment in To Be Hero X's first episode where you were like, oh, this could have an additional frame?
Because everyone's moving like a animatronic.
No, there's an entire scene where he's doing ballet.
The bits, yeah, when it kicks into gear, it's really good. The beginning, like when he's talking to the dude in the office, I was like, I see how this loses people.
It's 30 seconds at the beginning. It's a conversation.
You don't have a lot of time with people today.
And it's still incredibly fluid. There's not a scene where he's missing frames.
It's not a frame thing. It's about like people don't move supernaturally, it feels to me. Like their movements feel like they're animatronics moving. Not that it's not fluid, but like it's uncanny. Like they're not moving like people.
Longer. That's like
they're pretty long.
People are long. It's but link click they're long.
Yeah.
China makes people long always.
I'm excited for the other art styles.
I like the CGI specifically because the idea is to use different art styles.
Yeah.
It is so cool when you go to that 2D and like it's such a good way to differentiate, oh, we're looking into the past. He's thinking about Moon, or like there's this like huge heightened action moment.
Yeah.
And then you cut back and it's like, oh, it feels so separate. The action, it's like such a good way. It's like, oh, like when like in a movie, they'll cut from like live action to animated kind of thing, like in Superbad or not Superbad. What's the one where the guy has no fucking Taylor Aaron Johnson has no nerve endings?
Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Like Kick-Ass, that kind of shit, like where they did that was such a good way to differentiate what's going on in like the main timeline and what's going on like in your head or in the past, that kind of thing. I love that it's CGI. I love how the CGI looks. I love the character design. It's fucking gorgeous.
Character design's cool.
So cool. I think the humor delivers. The scene of Nice walking past him, doing a little finger gun, and then just falling to his death, fucking hilarious.
That's pretty good. I do like that. I think I also like that there's animation like switch ups a lot. Like I like that it's CGI in the core like show.
Yeah.
But a lot of what they've teased, even in like character designs, like I feel like I haven't seen what I'm excited to see yet. Like in the trailer and in the OP, there are so many fucking sick looking characters that I'm way more excited to see.
Own specific kinds of animation.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see that stuff. It feels like I may be seeing the worst it has to offer so far, which would be good because it's good. Like it's pretty good. My other thing about it is that this is a show. I describe a few shows like this. This is a show that like, this is what my dad thinks anime is. It is so fucking like breakneck.
The pacing is breakneck. They accomplish so much in 22 minutes.
It's so...
My second note is the pacing on the show is breakneck.
It's so fast. It's so loud. It's like Scissor 7, where
Which is also Chinese.
Which is also Chinese. It's maybe this is just what Chinese stuff is like.
It is
other than Link Click and my
shortest attention span I've ever seen. If you watch somebody like Chinese TikTok, it's one, everybody uses sound effects. There's like ah ha 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 doing like some Chinese shit. Every single one. So when you're like, oh, the sound effects guy needs to be fired. Like if you understand what Chinese media looks like, you understand exactly why all of that's in there.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like it's a cultural thing. It's so fast. It's so we meet like the dude kills himself, falls off the thing, and then they're like, you know what? He kind of looks like the guy, and they spruce him up to look like the guy, and then he's like in the limo, and then he's meeting Moon, and then they're in this like game show thing, and it's like this fucking Mr. Crocker ass villain.
Oh my god, it does look Mr. Crocker.
It's like
Very odd dice.
Yeah, he's like, let's see how well you guys know each other. And I was like, it was too fast. I was like, I don't really give a shit if he pulls this off. Like, I don't care if he proves that he knows her. Like, I barely know either of these people. I don't really like give a shit if he's nice. Like if he ends up being the hero.
Why? But why don't you he's the main character of the story. He's in love with this girl because he's been writing ads for her.
Yeah.
He wants to convince the entire world that they're together. Otherwise, like his death is mean nothing. Like I don't. Why don't you care?
And it's just too fast. It's like
I like that it's fast.
It's like I hit a point where mid-episode the dude's like screaming at him, and he's like, "Oh, fucking! How many episodes does she have?" And it felt like I woke up. Like I was like, how the fuck did I get here? Like I was just in this guy's office a second ago. You know, it was like I couldn't get a bearing on anything.
guess. I mean, like, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, it's an original Donwa, so like, there's no like, oh, it's like 6 manga chapters. Like, the last time people had a complaint with like, oh, anime pacing being too fast was God of High School. Everyone was like, oh, they're trying to rip through the story,
Right.
they're trying to get like multiple volumes done in like one episode kind of thing, like absolutely like blazing through it. I never had a problem. Like, I acknowledge the fact that this is a breakneck pace.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like, oh my God, like there's so much happening. Like the episode starts with like him being a nobody, like working on this ad agency sale, and then he's a superhero, and then he's like hitting his stride as a superhero. And by the end of it, he's already like an established superhero with a girlfriend, and he's living in the hero tower. And I was like, that was dope. Because
Yeah.
I think they're trying to make it breakneck pace. One, because the show I actively compared this to in terms of how it looks was Love, Death, and Robots. Because a lot of Love, Death, and Robots have this level of like super high level CGI. But two, because I think every episode is going to revolve around a different hero. And then they're all going to come together in an attempt to become Hero X, which is the number one hero. So I think they're trying to integrate as many stories as possible in here so that they have to do it quickly. Otherwise, we're spending episodes on one person.
Right. So it's like you think it's a bunch of shorts or like short stories
That are all going to integrate at the end. Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That'd be cool. I mean, yeah, it's, this week had 6 new anime drop that we watched and like 9 that are like, we didn't watch Black Butler. We didn't watch
One Piece's new episode.
One Piece. No episode?
New episode.
Oh, we didn't watch One Piece. We didn't watch Go-Go Loser Ranger Season 2,
Yep.
Apothecary Diaries.
Yep.
Like, this is an outrageous season, an outrageous week. And this is a big week of like setup. And so I think like,
But this doesn't feel like setup. Like, this felt like they accomplished something in the first 22 minutes.
I mean, I'm hoping that like this was just my least favorite of what they have to offer. Like I said, I'm excited about the other character designs. I'm excited about like the other art styles. So we'll see. I think like week 3 of this season is going to go crazy hard. Like week 3 and 5.
I need you to know this is devastating. I called Dorothy after I finished that episode yesterday. I was like, babe, I have energy.
How's
shaking.
the response to your TikTok? Are people into it?
You want to know what the response? And Danny, this is why I'm really upset with you right now, because there was one type of comment that pissed me off. Most people were like, all right, so top comment was like, China is literally cooking in every field. China winning with anime, not gonna lie. Link click 10 out of 10 to be Hero X episode 1 was an absolute banger. Forgot how annoying you were. Yeah, 13 likes on that one. Good. And so it said, yeah, not gonna lie, the first episode was just beyond anything. Japan gotta take lessons. Then a lot of people were talking about Lord of Mysteries, which is like the #1 web novel out there that's getting its anime adaptation this summer.
Oh yeah.
And then there's some people being like, saw a clip of it. This is not anime. And this is where it started to piss me off. I can't get behind the 3D-ness of the anime. Feel like I've been catfished. Mess story. Can't tell where it's going. Lazarus is better. Insane. just an insane thing to say.
That is kind of insane.
But everyone was just saying the CGI is duty.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, even if you don't like how it looks, I cannot conceptually get behind the idea of people saying that CGI is not incredible.
I don't dislike it. I'm not shocked people dislike
That's
it.
insane.
Look, I was just championing common side effects and just had to put up with waves of people being like, I'm not going to watch a show where everyone looks like a fucking potato with a face carved into it. And I'm like, it looks so good. Yeah, the character designs are that uncomfortable Adult Swim, but the animation itself is so beautiful. It's like, people are basic. Yeah, people are basic and dumb.
You're espousing about how the CGI is stiff and you hate it.
It's a little stiff and it's like a little like, mobile MOBA gamey, but
I hate you so goddamn much right now. The direction was very impressive. I also thought.
Okay.
There was like tons of scenes, like when they meet on the red carpet. Then it's like makeup comes in and the couch and like all of that gets popped behind them and they're on the couch. And then all of the fight direction was fucking incredible. His fight against the dude where he's just balleting around him, all of that, them switching to 2D when he's like splitting the laser.
I forgot about that. That was awesome.
Awesome.
The 2D bit was so sick.
Yeah.
Voice acting was great too on that
way
that
through.
scream.
Yep. Voice acting's really good in both English and Japanese. Did a fantastic job building the tension of that moment. That whole fight scene against fucking frog coin guy. So good.
Yeah.
Boss.
Yeah.
Fucking I love it. And then I wrote China's gonna win, we're so fucked, LOL. And then fear making villains awesome. What a great counter to trust makes heroes, fear makes villains.
Yeah, what a like Green Lantern ass like power system.
It's definitely like Red Lantern versus Green Lantern or Yellow Lantern. And then how'd you feel about the twist at the end?
Well, you'd said that there would be a twist.
Yes.
And like,
do you want to tell everybody what you said you thought the twist was going to be?
I thought the twist was going to be, so for anyone who hasn't seen it, I guess, this hero, the superhero, kills himself. Yes. He jumps off of a building next to the protagonist. The protagonist is like looking over the building, and this hero kills himself. And then the hero's agency finds the protagonist, like kidnaps him, and he's like, "You're the hero now. We're dyeing your hair. You're gonna do all the press shit."
And because in this universe, trust makes like you stronger because he is in the image of this hero. He actually can literally become him.
Yeah. And then so he has to then date that guy's girlfriend.
Yes.
Which we don't get a lot of development in, because then at the end, he gets into his bedroom and sees that the girlfriend is like lying in bed, and then he looks at her and she's dead and blood's everywhere. That's fine. I don't care about them. There's like no time for her to be anything. Do it. You won't. I'll die.
Not the brick.
You don't think I'll die?
I bricked him.
Yeah. I just don't care about her and him. Why would I? She doesn't do anything. She has less personality than he does.
I'm not saying that she was an interesting character.
Yeah.
She isn't an interesting character. It's an interesting development.
Not if we're about to switch characters.
No, I'm sure it's gonna stick around as a plot point.
Here's the thing. There's no way I can be happy as a result, because either we go to a different character and I'm like, okay, I don't care, that happened, or we stick with these characters that I don't care about. So it's a lose-lose with this twist for me.
I hate you so much. I hate you so goddamn much. I never poo-poo your shows.
You know,
I never poo-poo your shows. I'm excited for this. You're like, no, it was bad.
Just be honest. It's a podcast.
I am always honest. I love anime, unlike you.
Here's what would be interesting, but this isn't the case, is if it turned out these people are dying because of the protagonist. But I know it's not the case, because the PR girl was like, he was like, by the way, did we find out why he died? And she's like, that was his choice. You'll have to make one at some point.
Maybe they all get sad and they kill themselves.
Well, maybe they do get sad and they kill themselves.
It's an interesting study on fucking clout and how chasing any kind of meaning in the numbers that you have, that other people, like other outside validation, is an endless cycle, and that the number will never be big enough. And then once you're able to actually fucking identify your own self-worth for yourself, that's where the true power comes from, Dan.
For sure. That's fair. That's probably what it is. But it'd be pretty cool if it turned out that this guy had some sort of like radiation or something that makes people kill themselves.
You want to be fucking Mr. Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, like Dr. Manhattan, or the movie The Happening.
The Happening?
Yeah, it's the Shyamalan one where plants make people kill themselves.
The trees?
Yeah, it's the trees.
Trees.
Yeah.
I hate you so goddamn
Yeah.
much. Give me your...
Maybe if it was on Blu-ray.
Give me...
Oh, please!
Because you flinched last week when I lifted my arm, I have to give you a goddamn reason. All right, what's your rank out of 10?
For what? This one?
Yes.
Like...
Keep in mind, I have more coins.
10?
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Give me the coin back.
No.
Okay. No, actually, what is it?
Like...
Is it your lowest episode of the week?
It can't be lower than Windbreaker. I liked Fire Force is the lowest, because nothing happens.
Nothing happens. In
Fire Force is the lowest.
You want to do your ranking? You want to do your ranking right now? Rip your ranking off.
I'll do from bottom to top.
Bottom to top.
Fire Force.
Yep.
Windbreaker.
You talked about how much you loved Windbreaker as an episode. You're like, oh, wow.
For Windbreaker.
Fair.
But I'm already kind of burnt out of it. I'm not excited for next episode. I'm like literally 2% more excited for Lazarus.
Okay. So
Fire Force, Windbreaker, Lazarus. I guess then technically this one, My Hero X or whatever.
To Be Hero X.
To Be Hero X. And then probably Vigilantes DMC.
At least it's not the bottom. Mine is Lazarus, Vigilantes, Fire Force,
Wow.
Windbreaker, DMC, To Be Hero X.
What does Fire Force do that gets it 2 rungs above the bottom?
It's just like, okay, nothing happens in Lazarus. Nothing happens in Fire Force. I like Fire Force more as a show. I have bias.
Okay.
And then fucking
Vigilantes?
Vigilantes also nothing happens. Those are 3 setup. It was 3 setup episodes. Fire Force was my favorite.
All right.
Easy as that.
Fair.
You got a best boy this week?
My best boy is. We talked about so much.
We did.
We do so much.
We do. I mean, we're.
I guess Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Guess I
How
should.
about the Best Buy man who upsold you on the world's most expensive Blu-ray reel?
Yeah. Yeah. How about like the multiple Reddit communities I had to sift through to get the proper Blu-ray experience so I can enter my Bass Pro Fishing Dad era.
Yeah, you got absolutely teed up, dog.
Yeah.
My best boy this week is Don Was.
Yeah.
Because
fair.
I want to do a video about like, oh, if you like 2B Hero X, here's all the Don Was you should read. And so I looked up all the top like Don Was. Oh, I'm gonna go see. You know how we can call it Niza?
Yeah.
It's like
Niza.
It's like Neja or something. I don't know. Dorothy.
Neja.
I was like, babe, I'm gonna go see Niza, and she was like, not that. And I was like, Niza, and she was like, nope.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, can I stream it anywhere? And I was like, nope, still in theaters. And I was like, cool, it's probably in a theater nearby. Closest theater, her hometown, Arcadia.
Like 40 minutes away.
23 miles away.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just like where the Chinese epicenter of LA is. And so if you want to see it, I have to drive 45 minutes.
My God.
Yeah, so not great. But I want to watch that and I want to watch Scissor 7. I want to watch.
Have you never seen it?
No.
It's fucking breakneck.
That's good.
It's weird. It's silly.
I'm enjoying Breakneck. Then there's also Daily Life of the Immortal King, but I don't really want to watch that because it's an isekai and it's 4 seasons long. So
Gotcha.
so
Have
my
you
best
seen
boy-
Yo or Ya Boy King whatever?
Oh, your boy
Mao King or something?
Something like that. Yeah. No, I haven't. That's not Chinese though.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's Japanese, I think. I'm like, maybe it is Chinese.
Probably Japanese, but like set in like
Yeah, it's like a
feudal
pop
Chinese. Yeah.
So, and then do you have any news?
No, it's been a big week for currents.
I also have no news, which brings us to our favorite part of the episode, where we poll our live audience to ask us a question that we answer here live on the podcast in love letters. So if you guys want to get 2 additional hours of
Yo,
content,
actually, Piss Boy Nintendo. You hear about all this?
$699 Nintendo fucking
Switch
2
2,
Electric
yeah.
Boogaloo, yeah.
Yeah. Piss Boy, Nintendo, and also, I guess, President Trump for these tariffs.
I saw a meme where it was like, there was like the bullet trajectory, and it was like Nintendo 2, $399, and it was the bullet through the skull, and it was like it missing. It was like $699.
Yeah.
Is it because of the tariff that fucking it's gonna be a
So-
$1.5 billion?
The reason it was seemingly always going to be like $450 or whatever it was. So it's like the Switch 2 was announced to be $450 with games being $80.
Insane.
Crazy.
Games, by the way, games that you don't have to import, games I
Yeah.
buy on my fucking Switch.
Crazy from Nintendo of all people.
Yeah.
I know Nintendo has diehard fans. People got real mad at me when I said that no one's paying more than $40 for a Mario Kart this day and age. But also, like,
Play Mario Kart 8. It is barely fucking different.
I still kind of stand by that. The new one is going to be like open world. It's like,
The way it's open world light, they're like, you can drive around with your friends. Cool, there's no tasks or anything. It's just you can drive. And part of the Grand Prix, you drive from one race course to the other.
yeah.
Who gives a shit?
It's Forza Horizon with Mario.
It's Forza Horizon at least had like fucking like missions you could stop
Yeah.
by half the way.
But like, I still kind of stand by that. Like, the diehards are gonna be like, dude, look, Mario Kart's so big, it's so huge, this and that. We're about to hit such a fucking recession.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you know, Japan, I'm sure loves Mario Kart for sure. You got to assume most parents are. I've been seeing memes of people being like, can you imagine being 12 and going up to your mom and being like, hey, mom, can you get me Mario Kart? It's $80.
Yeah.
No.
How much were games when we grew up? 50? I feel like 50 actually was.
They're
that
like
was,
60 for ever since I can remember. They were like 60, but people are like, well, because of inflation, they were actually like $200.
Not true. Objectively false.
Yeah, well, like I really don't think your average parent is gonna spend $80 on Mario Kart.
After they spend $700 on your Nintendo Switch 2.
When people keep being like, oh, when we were kids, games because of inflation were actually like $120. Even if true, take it up with my parents.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking wouldn't do that for my kid.
Oh my God,
Just because it was insane back then doesn't make it sane now.
Also, games were much less accessible back then. Like, it was just like, oh, like games, like, oh, between Game Pass, like, oh, cool. Like, oh, what?
Yeah,
like, now
true,
you have Game
true.
Pass and you have your PlayStation Live and your Xbox Live.
I just gave you $200 for V-Bucks yesterday. What do you need a Mario Kart for? Also, you're right, for sure, on the accessibility thing. Back in the day, this is some old man shit, but back in the day, you used to get like a new game every like 4 months.
Oh my God, yeah.
Nowadays, everybody's like, yo, I need like 3 games a month. Otherwise, the game industry is crashing.
Be on Schedule 1. Yo,
Yeah.
let's go play like X, Y, and Z. Like Steam, it's all Steam. That's like Steam and indie developers. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But like if you are a person paying for a child who wants to play all the games that their more affluent friends are paying, then it's like $10 a week.
Well, it's like streamers too. Like streamers are like fucking killing single player games.
Yeah.
And like all types of games actually, but because like a game drops and a streamer's like, yo, come check out my 24-hour stream of
And
this.
they finish the whole thing. Yeah.
They finish the whole thing and then they're like, yo, God of War came out with no content. Like, no, I beat it in 28 hours. Like you're supposed to get a game that's 15 hours long and that's supposed to last you like a month. You
play it for 2 hours before bed. And that's and you do that 2-3 times a week, and then you finish the game in a month, and you talk to all your friends, and like 3 weeks after the game is out, you're like, yo, I made it to the final boss, and everyone's like, what? That was the best.
I know. I fucking like a new game will come out, and people will be like, yeah, it's 40 hours. And in my dumb, like 13-year-old brain, I'm like, oh, sick. Like, I'll crush that out in like a month. And then it takes me like 6 months to get 13 hours in because I have a job and responsibilities.
Only reason I finished Elden Ring is because at that moment in time I was still streaming. If I me and Amos are in a BG3 campaign right now that we've been working on for weeks, and we're in the Underdark. And mind you, a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough is 70 hours.
Yeah.
You do fucking everything.
It's tough. It's tough to sink 80 hours into a game these days.
Yeah, there's no fucking time. And I always thought, like, growing up, I was like, I hear people say that, like, oh, I don't play video games anymore. I lost time. I was like, could never be me.
Yeah.
Fuck, oh boy, is it me. Because sometimes also just booting up a video game sounds like work. Sometimes I'm scrolling my phone after like a tough day of work, and I'm like, I could play video games. And I was like, I also could just be a scumbag for the next half hour, then fall asleep on my couch.
Yeah. But so anyway, Nintendo was like $80 for games, $450 for a Switch 2. Honestly, like the $450 didn't hit me crazy hard, but like maybe I'm just out of touch. But like, I don't know. Considering people are like, you should never pay like $400 for a portable device. The portability of it is kind of the sick part to me.
People think, well, get a Steam Deck. I think a Steam Deck is now officially cheaper than the Switch 2.
I think a Steam Deck's like $350, $400, something like that. But like, yeah, I mean, like, but the fact that it's portable and you can like plug it in and it does like 4K, I'm like, that's a good
People
bargain.
It's because Nintendo's getting that FromSoft game, and they're like, "Oh, this is going to be big for us."
I said that, but I was joking.
So gotcha.
I was joking, and people took it seriously. But I was like, oh, like Nintendo's getting a FromSoft exclusive. Now they're like, oh, we can charge $80 for these. But so they were like pre-orders coming April 8th.
What was the last Nintendo game that wasn't a Mario game that people loved? Like Dante's Inferno? Zelda.
What the fuck are you
Not
talking
Dante's,
about?
the roguelike where you're fucking...
Hades? That's
it.
on everything.
Oh, is
Zelda was like the last gigantic fucking like Nintendo game. And for a good reason. It's pretty sick. But like... So then they took down pre-orders. They're like pre-orders pending now in the US because Trump announced, Admiral Trunt announced his tariffs. So now Nintendo's kind of like reassessing, and people are afraid that the price is going to be $600.
Holy shit.
Which would objectively be way too much.
First, they came for my jeans and my alcohol, and I said nothing. But then they came for my Switch, and I just kept my old Switch.
The way I almost like made that video, I was like, man, what a funny format. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is like, this is a real...
Yeah, people are losing their retirements. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, the poem is, like, about World War II.
Oh, yes, that as
like,
well. Yeah.
I was like, man, this would be funny for Nick to do.
Yeah, that's why I have my arms covered already.
Yeah. But no, it is very funny. Like, that's the fucking... That was a crazy joke you just made.
Yeah. Took you a second. I'm on one today.
The format like really works though, because it is applicable where people are like, oh, what, like, get a new hobby, idiot. Like, oh, they're taxing, they're taxing tampons. Fucking learn to wipe.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what do you mean $80 for Mario Kart? This isn't the president I wanted.
Yeah,
it's like,
sure, I just lost my entire 401k, but $80 for Mario Kart 9?
Yeah.
I can play Moo Moo in that one.
I know.
Crazy. All right, that brings us to our love letters here, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys have any questions you'd like to answer or get answered here on the podcast, or get 2 hours of additional Nick and Danny content a week, or just get the podcast 2 days early, you can become a member of on Patreon. So, Daniel, is there any questions that they have for us? Is it, Nick, what commander deck do you play in Magic the Gathering? Squirrels?
Yeah.
Apparently. Shmoopy Mingo asked, what event in anime that was catastrophic and killed a ton of people would you survive?
I got one.
Yep.
Yeah?
So do I.
I never would have got eclipsed.
I
never would have got eclipsed. You know how? Step 1, be nicer to Griffith.
Guts was incredibly nice. That was they were best friends.
Guts was barely nice. He was just quiet at Griffith.
Okay. You want him to be an extrovert all of a sudden? Mr. Fake extrovert, actually an introvert?
Step 2, quit running around. The ground eats you.
Fair.
So many of them got eaten by the ground. Yeah, you're on a horse and the horse is getting eaten by the floor.
So you just want them to stand still until the eclipse is done eclipsing.
Yeah. Okay. Step 3, be nice to Griffith during the eclipse. Mm-hmm. Hey man,
really actually love what you've done with the place.
Yeah, hey G-Dog, this is really cool. Yeah. I'm really into this stuff, actually.
By that time, he was F-Dog.
Yeah, he was. Femto.
Yeah.
Fembro?
Mm-hmm. Nice suit.
Nice suit. Sick suit. Sick wings.
Like that you're birdish.
Are you purple forever? Is that your skin?
Yeah, I liked your hair before, but purple looks great on you.
Yeah. I wouldn't have gotten eclipsed.
I love that.
He wouldn't have done that to me. I would have been his boy.
Mine was the falling of the Shiganshina wall. When the Armor Titan kicks a hole in, or the Colossal Titan kicks a hole in.
I would have just been inland, right?
I would have just, like, oh no, that giant hole just got kicked. Hey, there's the Colossal Titan. I'm jogging away. I'm getting on a horse. I'm going, there's like in huge areas in the Attack on Titan, like walled city, where there's just like farms. Yeah. Go to the farms. I'm like, oh, if I can see a Titan from a mile away, because I'm in like the farmland where the show starts and like under a tree, go somewhere else.
Can I argue with you?
Yeah. Says the man who just said the floor is lava in the eclipse. Just don't play the game.
Yeah, I would have rizzed my way out of the eclipse. Those Titans just kind of show up.
They simply do.
You don't get to see them come in a mile away.
Yeah.
Like the Colossal Titan.
Why do they just show up?
Because they bite their thumb and then they turn into a Titan.
Oh, I'm saying all of the regular Titans were just all of a sudden through the wall.
I don't think I'd die to a normal Titan.
No.
If I'm being honest.
I
just go under a bed.
I would just... Fucking right! It's because they're not going through houses. They're running down like little streets looking for people. I'm just staying indoors.
Yeah, just get indoors. So I'm sure some go through houses. None are picking up a bed. No. I bet. Cut to definitely a scene where one picks up a bed and eats a person.
Up a bed and scooping up little snackies.
I think I wouldn't. Someone DM'd me recently and was like, what do you have a higher chance of winning in a fight against? Your average generic general demon from Demon Slayer or an Attack on Titan? Average Titan, average demon.
Demon. 100%.
I agree. How am I getting up to the neck?
How are you getting up to the neck? Also, there's like the multiple like beginning story of several Hashira is, I just chopped the demon with an axe until morning time.
True, yeah. Most of their backstories.
Like both Tsunemi and Guyomi, both their stories are just like, I just held the demon until the fucking sun came up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. That's the strategy. Tanjiro Tanjiro kills the demon by him. No, he doesn't. But he's like fighting against one with an axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me. I'll get the chopping.
It's easy. It's an easy guess.
I'm gonna ice pick my way up to the top of a 9 foot regular Titan and start chopping at its nave.
That's the thing, is that it's like I wouldn't die to a regular Titan. I couldn't kill one though.
Yeah, you don't have strategy against it. Like it's just like get under the bed.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we got this week, ladies and gentlemen. If you have to take anything away from this podcast, it's 1, 2BROX is the greatest anime ever made, and 2, Nick and Danny are immortal. We love you guys so much. If there's anything that you guys are watching this season that you want us to keep up with, Let us know if there's anything like, oh man, this super low-key anime came out of nowhere. We're always open to try new things. Me and Danny are actually thinking about doing a thing here where we roll the dice we did a random number generator with how many anime are coming out off my anime list. There's like 40. We do a number between 1 and 40, whatever that number is, we have to watch. We're not going to do that this season because we're already watching 6 things, but Danny's already acting like he's going to start dropping things. So you let us know if there's anything out there that you're enjoying in the comments below, and we'll maybe check it out. Outside of that, we love you so much, and thank you to all the patrons checking in with us early here. Me and Danny are going to play Magic the Gathering. Bye.
Man, I wonder why the mic doesn't sound right.
Hey!
It does this 40 times a day.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a fair and honest review. Listen, there's so many things we need to do.
Cryptid.
Top 30 podcasts in America in the leisure category.
Big asterisk.
Yep.
Cryptid Sketches was the one who asked, and they want us to know that.
Thanks, Cryptid
Thanks,
Sketches.
Cryptid Sketches.
Thanks, Schmoopy Mungo.
Do you think we're above Haley Mathers' podcast?
Haley Mathers has a podcast?
Yeah, she does.
You know she had a kid, right?
Yeah.
You know what we should watch?
Do you think I don't follow Haley Mathers?
I'm on Anime News Network right now, and you know how they just rate? So they watch and rate today's episodes. Their thumbnail is Yandere Dark Elf. She chased me all the way from another world. So I think we have another chubby elf situation on our hands here.
Let's go.
Yandere Dark Elf.
Is it confirmed chubby?
I mean, I just that was like the name of the show.
I see.
Oh boy, yeah, this looks like porn.
Let's see.
Yeah, these are just images from the first. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw you my phone. Nice catch.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I've been seeing this similar character. This looks like the girl from like Don't Tease Me.
Oh, Nagatoro-san or whatever, something like that.
It looks just like her. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of that anime, but
yeah. You of course, yeah. That and Dress Up Darling, you would never. But all right, guys, we're gonna run.
Dress Up Darling, I actually don't know.
Mwah.
I've heard of it, but like I don't know. I literally don't know anything.